As a child, you would wait and watch from far away, but you always knew that you'd be the one that worked while they all played. And you'd lay awake at night and scheme of all the things that you would change, but it was just a dream. From dust. From dust.
Welcome to the world, no heroes and villains. Welcome to the war, we've only begun. So pick up your weapon and face it. There's blood on the ground, go and take it. You get one shot to make it out alive. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your bones, go and take it. This is your moment, now is your time. So prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Rise, push through and rise, rise. They will remember you. Rise. Welcome to the climb up, reach for the summit. Visions brave and one false step lead the end. So higher and higher you chase it. It's deep in your blood, go and take it. This is your moment. Take to the skies, go. Prove yourself and rise, rise. Make them remember you. Rise, push through and rise, rise. They will remember you. Get
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Tilt Champions League here today on this
The Chill
wonderful Thursday
Champions.
night. Yeah, we are here for a banger of a game with the Chess Club taking on Verd is the Word for their playoff contention in still. If
Basically, got to win to stay alive at this point. We're in the losers bracket now, folks.
Yeah, and with a win, this will lead you to the losers finals, where either team will be taking on Life or Appa. So you got a tough match ahead of you, but obviously you need to get through either Verd is the Word or Chess Club first. So we should have hopefully another exciting series for us tonight to see who will be able to push into the top 3 and hopefully try to get into that top 2 and into the finals this weekend.
Mm-hmm. So as we look ahead to this match, I definitely had. Well, I think I was telling you this in the pregame, but these two, whereas Life for Appa and Verd is the Word, are very similar in their focus around the top lane and jungle. I've always thought of Chess Club and Verd is the Word as very inverted. Both of them, Verd is the Word obviously plays a lot around blood, TJ getting popping off, and the rest of the team is largely playing support for those two. Whereas in Chess Club, it's very arguably the opposite. Is nine times out of 10, it's the Luciv show. Wojtek is a strong carry in his own right, but it is generally Luciv who's making the highlight reel plays, and the game is won or lost on his performance and how well his team can support. So I'm very excited to see how this particular matchup hashes out. What particular matchup are you most interested in seeing tonight, Sir Aaron?
I think for me, I have a pretty good idea of how top lane is going to go. I think Blood is just going to do Blood things. Especially with how Music really love to play tanks. I think Blood really will know how to abuse that. But I think I'm more interested in see how this mid lane goes. I think if there's anything that's going to swing the way that this game goes, it's going to be on the back of Wojtek, right? I think even though it usually is the Luciv show, I think Devious is still a very, very strong player, right? So I don't think he's going to be able to maybe build advantages like he would in any other game. So I think this game might even be decided for the Chess Club in their mid lane prowess. So if Wojtek can play the game we've seen him play, he can go for those solo kills, really just try to carry his team on the back and kind of like bring them through. I think they might be able to upset here. But I think for the rest of the lanes though, it's going to be pretty standard in what you might expect.
Mm-hmm. And I'm actually very interested to see. So Luciv, obviously, hard carry for his team. I expect him. He's been practicing a lot of, say, the Callista, and we know that his Lucian and Ezreal are on top of the line. Giving him Ezreal, we learned the hard way that that's a very risky proposition. Devious and Reform Bully, though, Devious, in my opinion, tends to play best when he's on a supportive champion. So the Ashe, we've seen him have a lot of success on. A little bit. What I'd like to see is he's also going to be one of those AD carries who's picked up the Seraphine. I looked through his OPGG. I saw only one game on it, but it was a very successful game. And if that is a sort of a pocket pick they've got in reserve, I'll be very excited to see that.
Yeah, even though Seraphine is a very kind of like, I guess, supportive in nature, she can still be a very, very strong ADC. So she will actually scale pretty well into the late stage of the game with some good damage. Plus, just the amount of CC she can provide can just dominate, especially when you have, Blood just playing something like a Wukong or a Darius just diving into your backline. And if you can't move anywhere, then he's just going to blow you up. So it will be fun to see if they maybe try to play around that.
Speak of the devil, it looks like both of those are off the table for Blood.
Yeah, I mean that's just smart bans, right? We've seen. I think he played Wukong in his last series, and he hard carried that last game. So it's just smart to ban out those champions some Blood, since that's, like we mentioned, who they're going to focus. And on the other side, though, we do have the Ezreal ban, like you mentioned. I'm not sure if that's really one that really needs prio. I think if you just draft well, that can naturally abuse Ezreal because of his slipperiness, then you'll be fine. But obviously, taking away the Udyr is just smart because it is the most broken champion, because since you can just run around the map and do whatever you want.
I mean, Seraphine might disagree, but we won't be getting to see that this game now, will we?
Nope, it will be banned away, and then we will have that Zillion there as the last ban from Verd. So we will be able to see what Team Chess Club wants to prio, if they maybe want to get Luciv onto a really, really good carry, or if they maybe want to get Wojtek's Orianna. Who knows? It is still up. I'm not sure if Verd plays it, but we'll see what they decide to pick.
Oh, the Kaisa for Lucid, giving him that hard scaling hyper carry. He's had a lot of success on the champion, and if there are a handful of champions that if you put Lucid on it, you're putting him in a position to carry. Kaisa definitely is one of them. Slightly weaker early game though than some of the other options like the Lucian. So we're gonna have to see how that factors in.
Yeah, might not have the like you said the strongest early game, but she definitely probably has the strongest late game right now. S tier as one of the top carries, but Misfortune and Malachi in response, just a pretty I would say standard bot lane. That's a lot of follow potential with the Malachi ult layer on top of that MF so I really like that. I guess you could flex the Malachi mid. I would top, but I would assume it's gonna go bot, and you would give.
That's a bully Maokai. That's a bully Maokai. I've been talking to him. He really wants to be on these tanks where he can have a little bit more agency and engage. And frankly speaking, the Maokai ultimate with the Misfortune ultimate has the potential for some very, very clean plays. The other thing I should mention, I'm making these comments about how Devious has his best performances when he's on more utility 80 carries. Last season, he was basically, in many cases, a Misfortune one trick. And when he would be occasionally outclassed by some 80 carries, he would just pick the Misfortune and be guaranteed to do a solid amount of damage each game. So that's definitely a comfort pick for him to go back to.
Yeah, I think Misfortune is just one of the best qualities about her is that she's just super easy to execute, right? And plus she can give you a lot of advantages in lane if you get the Q bounce. But moving forward into the draft, we will have the Thresh and Orntek in there. So I apologize. Music X back onto tank duty, and then we will have the Bloodbath and Beyond Aatrox.
Yeah, and Blood. His Wukong obviously definitely must ban. His Darius, people are very, very scared of it. I am interested though because partially it's because he's been banned out on he's had his Darius banned out so frequently. I actually find his Aatrox far scarier than his Darius. Darius, in my opinion, you can CC lock, you can mitigate him in a fight and potentially collapse or kite him out, especially without the Zillion to give him the move speed boost. Aatrox, I feel like every time Blood plays him, it's like you always think you got him and then he heals, and it's I don't know. I'm curious to see because Ornn is not going to threaten an Aatrox. Music X occasionally plays up to the skill of these high diamond players, but just from like champion to champion, Ornn to Aatrox just I don't know. I think Blood will punish that Ornn a bit.
I would say if I was playing Ornn, I would much prefer to play Aatrox as opposed to Darius, since if that Darius ever catches you out, you just die immediately. He will just destroy tanks. He's really good at tanks, so I think just the nature of what champions Music X plays, I think the Darius ban makes a lot more sense than the Aatrox ban, right? I think he probably will have more priority in lane just because of how it's outrange the Ornn. If he lands all the Q hotspots, then he will obviously just be able to chunk out Ornn. But obviously Ornn builds the Bramble first, and then that starts to help a little bit. But yeah, you're right. If you get the all the healing that you have on Aatrox, you can survive for a very, very long time. And even though they did nerf a lot of the healing in the Gore Junker, it is still heal a considerable amount. We will have the Sejuani picked up for the jungle there for TJ. Rammus going there for Rook Stout. That's very, very fun. When you see the Akali hover,
certainly unique. I'm a little curious. I guess Rammus, you can get in Aatrox's face, lock him down. You can build a lot of armor, and they don't currently have any magic damage. This is actually a little clever because Verd generally isn't a high DPS member of his team. Exceptions apply, obviously, but picking the Rammus here, especially when you're expecting Verd to not be dishing out a whole lot, could be a very smart, underrated smart move. And they don't have a lot of the obvious Rammus counters. That said, Rammus generally does really well in solo queue because of... Okay, never mind, discount what I just said. Lux's slow zone and her Q are very potent tools for keeping Rammus out because Rammus obviously, when at the end of the day, has to run in and generally in a fairly straight line. Obviously, with the chem tank that he's likely to get, he'll be a little tricky to lock down, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know if I love the Rammus just because there's not that many like melee champions here, even though Aatrox does have a lot of auto attack capabilities, he usually would play off his Q. That's really all he does, and obviously that won't really matter if you're Rammus, since he'll be able to get some out range and stop your channeling with your, I don't know if it's the QED, but I think just speaking compositionally wise, I think just Virtus Zora just has I think far superior comp, right? Even though there is a lot of tanks there for the side of Team Chess Club, I just don't know if there's enough damage, right? Because basically the only damage there is going to be Kai'Sa scaling in, and I don't know if I'm confident in the Ahri.
They got an Ahri.
I don't believe I'm confident in her being able to dish out that much, especially when you have an Aatrox diving on top of you with a Maokai as well. I just think there's much more mitigation there from the side of Virtus the Word than there would be on Team Chess Club, because I feel like if that comp doesn't really have anything going for them, they'll never get into the game. Whereas opposed to Virtus the Word, I think they have much more tools to give them a potential to win here.
I don't agree that it's nearly that clear cut. They have I definitely agree that the early game belongs to Virtus the Word, and just the combination of the Misfortune Maokai ultimates, the Lux ultimate, they've got a lot of these powerful AoE damage spells to take advantage early. I think that as the game progresses, though, Kai'Sa is going to have a very beefy front line to hide behind. There's a ton of pick potential on an Ahri and a Rammus, a Thresh. I'm not so convinced that this is going to be an easy. There's an easy favorite here. I think a lot of this is going to depend on how the early laning goes and what fights Chess Club opts to take. Because if they take bad fights, then this is going to spiral out of control. If they're smart about this and they wait till late game, I think that they actually have a decent comp to tussle with as the game progresses.
Funny enough, I would probably say the opposite, at least, or the
Really?
same other comp, since I feel like there's so much big potential here for Virtus the Word, right? I've seen so many TCL games where Lux has just hit the same amount of Qs with the follow-up with the R and with the team there so often, right? Sejuani, you can land an R, Lux lands 1 Q and they engage, you have the Maokai ult for engage, and then obviously Aatrox can follow up. But there's just much more easier go tools and disengage tools, whereas I feel like you have to just engage if you're Team Chess Club, and there's really no disengage, right? You're in and you're stuck in, right? Orange really only going in. Rammus kind of just wants to look for a pick and he has to stay in. Ahri will jump around, but that doesn't really make a difference. And then Thresh, I feel like I don't know if Thresh Kai'Sa is really the best duo. I just feel like there's, for some reason, I don't know why the Chess Club just drafted the way they did, right? I feel like Rook Stouts played a lot of Hecarim, who's a very, very strong jungler, and Voitex just played a lot of Orianna. Why not just pick those in the first round, since they were both up, and then draft,
Orianna wasn't up. It got banned in the second cycle.
But what I was saying is draft a first round, right? Draft your two champions first round, and then pick a support on top later, right? You just play your strengths. I don't know how this team doesn't want to pick Orianna when Wojtek has consistently carried on that champion. I don't know. Feels weird to me, but maybe they think.
We'll see how it pans out. I personally, I don't agree with all the points you're bringing up, but we'll have to see how it pans out. I think that there's a lot more peel on the Chess Club's comp than I think you're giving it credit for, and I think that so long as they don't take bad fights early and let themselves scale and don't get too far behind, I think that Kai'Sa can hyper carry with a comp like this to cover her.
All right. Well, let's get predictions then. How do you predict this first game to go?
I think Virtus the Word is going to win.
I agree. It's just really, really funny. The way that you were playing for the Chess Club. Yeah, it was like, oh, you actually might go for Chess Club. It was like, yeah. But I just think their comp is so much superior. And I think their comp is also just much easier to execute. I think if, like I said, if they get behind, I think there's easier ways for them to either get back into the game through easy team fights to where they have to actually hit all their actually skill shots there for Team Chess Club. I think that's obviously a little more difficult than just pressing R and then going in.
Sure, and I think more specifically, I think that there's an issue that a lot of teams in this league have with with picking a bunch of losing lanes and hoping that they'll scale. And This is a classic case that Ornn is not going to beat Darius in lane. Sorry, Ornn is not going to beat Aatrox in lane. Kaisa Thresh shouldn't beat Maokai Misfortune in lane. Like, that's a pretty strong lane combination. I don't know mid lane matchups well enough to know if Ari beats Lux. I think that that's just a skill matchup, who lands their skill shots, who hits 6 bursts, etc. But if Wojtek isn't able to get like a decent lead out of lane, I think that that's it makes it much harder for Chess Club to scale up properly, just because they're constantly going to be at the back foot. They're going to be behind in gold early. They're behind in a lot of advantages early.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything you said. Right, I think. Yeah, I feel like you definitely, at least for the best teams of TCL, right? I think a lot of those teams are very proactive in the map, and you can't really be proactive if you're playing scaling champion. Like I remember in the, I believe it was Life for Alpha that I casted, when they were just everywhere on the map doing everything. Like that's what I think you should be doing as a team, right? Picking things that maybe aren't, you know, the strongest, but they have like, they can get some pressure, some priority to where you can help around the map. And I think like Aatrox has that ability. Lux has a little bit of that ability with her long-range ults. And obviously, somebody like Maokai can have a lot of potential with that. And I think that's just much easier than like a Thresh who really has to. I guess Thresh can do some roams, but really doesn't do too much
like,
in terms of roaming.
It's not so much the lack of the. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it really. It's Thresh has the tools to do that. It's just that Thresh and Kaisa, in theory, are going to be pushed in by a. Oh, what the?
That was a really nice hook, and actually, Bully should be going down. Yeah, that will be an Ignite burn there.
As I'm talking.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
Bully's
that's what
going to
happens.
be hearing about that one.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get level 2 prio, right? They immediately go for the hook, lands a great hook there into Reform Bully, tries to flash out, but Ignite, great follow-up flash there from Lucid, and that is a great first blood.
Yeah, very impressive play from, I would say, very well. I'm not going to say the best bot lane left in the tournament, second best without a doubt, top 2, and yeah, no, it's that's exactly the type of early lead that they need into this. Interestingly, that was a very aggressive ward dropped in by Aatrox. This will allow TJ the vision he needs to go up and get that scuttle unmolested. Yeah, it's. I would say that Bird is the word is making a lot of smart, proactive plays around the map. That early kill, though, really hurt, however, because it forced the Misfortune to play pretty far back. And it also means that, so she's behind in CS, the Lux is behind in CS, being bullied a little bit. Yeah, this is about as good as they could have hoped for. Rook Stout caught out, though.
Yeah, he will flash the wall, though, so you should be fine, but that was a really good invade there from TJ. Really, you know, bullying Rookstead out there. And like you said, I think just the nature of this 1v1 is a little bit favored to Ari, since she has a little bit more mobility there to play around the Lux until she's able to hopefully get some more safety there with the W and then, you know, hit the E to get the slows. But yeah, right now, obviously, good plays there made in response, right? TJ trying to get some kind of pressure back. Pressures Rookstead out, really great flash blown. I don't remember, I didn't check if he got anything more than the Gromp camp, but right now he is a little bit ahead in farm, as now Wojtek will be helping his jungler pick up the bottom scuttle.
Yep. And this is good proactive play by Chess Club, making sure that Rammus isn't punished. Wait, oh, never mind. Guess he's not in the mood for that.
Yeah, actually they want to go down to the bot lane to try to get something. Great flash hook there from Droid, as that will be another kill there onto Reform Bully, so actually surprising enough, not how I thought this game would be going this early, but right now Team Chess Club is just making some, I guess, really smart macro plays across the map.
Yep, and this was just them taking advantage of that lack of flash from Reformed Bully. Rammus obviously moves a mile a minute. He there's not a whole lot you can do if you don't have flash in that situation, especially with a Thresh to potentially lantern you in or stuff like that. There's just a lot of opportunities to bully the Maokai.
Yeah, and that is a very slow champion too, right? It's not just going to be running as fast as the Rammus or some of the Enchanter supports. So Reform Bully definitely will need to make sure he's playing a little bit more safe, since he is getting a little bit pushed down here, being bullied out himself. Top side though, we do see some just trades back and forth. Music X will probably have to get a reset here, low on mana, as he will be down a little bit here in CS.
Yeah, and Blood's likely going to try to push that advantage at least a little bit. I think this is not a freeze, as best I can tell. Production can take a look up there, but it looks like Blood will be pushing that in, but that's a 20 CS lead at this point. That's substantial.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, that will just be a little bit of just a skill diff, right? Obviously, not only that, but Aatrox can obviously do a little bit more early than the Olin can. So, Music X is 6 now, so he might be able to get, a little bit back here, as the Rammus is topside. So they could look for a gank. Rammus will actually be very close by. He's sitting in the bush, so...
I don't know what he's waiting for in that
really low.
scenario.
Yeah, Music X could just throw on the ult, he could run in through lane. Could have been a kill potential, at least you blow the flash, right? You can come back, so... Not sure why they didn't just, pull the trigger there, as now we have the Sejuani topside sitting around. Could be. Actually, Blood goes in. So that now is the ult there coming over the top. Blood will have to, actually, he will just die here. We'll flash away, but Music X flashes for some reason when his jungler is right there to follow up, so he will blow his flash and pick up.
Yeah, we'll call it solo kill.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, it was not necessary for him to flash to secure that kill. That said, getting that kill onto the Ornn evens out the gold in that top lane pretty substantially. General rule of thumb is a kill is roughly 20 CS worth, at least if there's no shutdowns or there's no other modifiers on it. And production, if we can take a look at the top lane gold, it should be roughly even or with a slight advantage Ornn. Yeah, so slight advantage Ornn that gets him back in the game.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a giant wave there, but Blood is back in response. Now, they're not using TP, so we'll be able to pick up a decent amount of that wave. But yeah, obviously, getting that kill helps you get back into lane. Obviously, we'll probably deny Blood just a few CS, but no too long respawn timers here in the game. But actually, as Rooks that was just topside, runs bot, picks up the dragon, so right now, the proactivity is in favor of the chess club, as they will pick up the first dragon of the game.
Yep. And now Rammus is also getting that scuttle, and this is the power of these early Rammus ganks. Very difficult to protect against. As the game progresses, in theory, you can get decent vision down, you can cover that a little bit. But that early loss of flash from Maokai really, really hurting them on the bot side. They're just not able to play as proactively as they want to around the dragon and such. The Rammus is a constant threat. The Maokai does have his flash back at this point, but we're looking at that's a 25 gold gap for in favor of. That's pretty substantial, especially when you consider he just has assists at this point. He's still up 700 gold. Holy moly! Yeah, that's not really what you want on your on that late game Kai'Sa. If your Vert is the word.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, that's what happens when your support dies twice in lane, right? You just lose off Prio, and you can't look up to the Thresh, because we have seen Jordan will flash in and go right for you, right? So MF has to play safe, doesn't want to get picked off here, so she will be down almost double CS, but only 30 right now, so at the end of the day, I guess it could be worse, right? They could go for the 2v2 kill, but definitely Virtus the Word needs to start to look for some advantages across the map, right? They're being outmatched here. As Rooks that will be going into Lux. Lux does have flash, will use it, and does have barrier.
Oh, and she throws it the wrong way!
Ooh, and then she will be dying, but TJ is here, does get the ult there onto Void,
yeah,
but unfortunately could not do much. Yeah, if that Lux landed the Q, that would have been a different fight, right? So unfortunately, it is just a yeah, it's a little bit of a slow early game here and a little bit of mistakes, but this is this is really, really good just play across the map from Team Chess Club, right? The Rammus has been everywhere, been affecting the map. Wojtek now 2-0, so they are really primed to just to take an early lead in this game and hopefully keep it.
Yeah, and that's extra disastrous for that Lux. She's already down 15 CS and now 2 kills against the Ahri, but she also blew both her flash and the barrier in that fight. Against an Ahri who still has flash and who's going to have that ultimate up way sooner than Bird's going to have flash, that is no longer a safe lane at any location.
Yeah, Ahri will probably have the Prio here now. When she gets decides to use her ult, it will be very hard for the Lux to be able to protect herself. So
and now Kai'Sa, we're also seeing freeze in the bot lane. That's just going to allow her to expand that lead against Misfortune. Yeah, like I mentioned previously, the late game is actually fairly solid for the chess club, just given all the targeted CC that they have, the large beefy tanks that can stand in front of Kaisa. Granted, that doesn't mean anything against the. Oh wait, oh dear me, TJ.
Yeah, TJ
Oh
is kind
no!
of walking where he shouldn't be, but he will flash out to safety. But yeah, not. I don't think he realized he couldn't.
Oh, this is a 4v4 though.
Yeah, this will be a 4v4. Also, two ADCs will not be there, as right now it is engagement from TJ. We'll have the Rammus flashing away now as Blood is pushing them back. Ult there from Bird will almost kill Wojtek. Ult there from the Orm will come over the top. Actually, just completely misses it for some reason, as Joy now will be falling to Blood. And they will get this.
Yep.
The Rift Node will reset, but I assume they will pick it up right after. But that was a bit of a interesting play from both sides.
No, that was very smart play by Virtus the Word to take advantage of their. I'm going to say their man I'll say their man tie, like their like the even fight there, because one of the weaknesses of the chess club comp is that it's very dependent on that Kaisa. Aatrox and Maokai deal a lot more than Ornn and Thresh, at least at this stage of the game and with this level of farm. It's like without the Kaisa there, this comp just does not have the tools to win that fight, and they properly. Oh,
yeah. Now Joy will be going in there with the Devis, and this is why, right? You can't step up against Thresh, as she will be able to get out, blows the heal. But now we have Blood here. TP's in, but Lucid get Lantern away there. But Joy lands a great hook. Rammus is here. Doesn't decide to go in now, as we do have a form bully returning to lane. So.
And more than just reform bully, Devious was still hanging around with his ultimate, which would have given him a very, very, very nice opportunity to like hit 3 members if they tried to go in on Blood. So smart play.
TJ will throw down the Rift Herald there in the mid lane to get some plates there onto Bird, but this means that
and they're applying
the
the pressure there.
Yep, 4 people cryo there in the bot lane will give the dragon back to Virtus the Word, so 1-1 drags.
Yep. And we're starting to see the mid-game power come out. Oh, Bird? Oh, no. Oh, no.
You see the smite come in and slows, and now rips out his heater. With the help of his team, Ari diving around will be able to pick up this kill there, as Wojtek will now be
Wojtek with the very patient charm also. Very, very clean there, and we're getting a lot of kills onto this Ari. She is going to be a nasty, nasty little, I guess she's a fox, right? Fox, kitsune, whatever you call it.
Something like that. But yeah, right now for Vern, unfortunately, all his summer spells were barely down. I think they just came up now, as he 5 seconds there from respawning. So a little bit perfect timed gank there. Ari was stepped up. Maybe thought she could have been there, as she thought her ult team was around. Maybe they thought they weren't going to go for that, but it was a really good, pick from an overstep of the Lux.
Mm-hmm. And it was a very, like I said, very patient with the charm, waited until they had the clean shot. Just very, very clean.
Yep, let your support do all the work there. But going back to the fight there.
No, that's his jungler. I saw that play miss. Like, I don't want to give Troy too much credit there.
I think he hit the flay. Regardless, though, going back to the Rift Herald, even though this comp does rely on the Kaisa, right? I think the teams at that time of the fight, it was in favor of Chess Club, right? You had the 2-0 Ari. Didn't really matter because Kaisa doesn't really do that much damage at this point in the game. I don't think she even had her first item, so it was a good fight. On top of that, the whole entire team was grouped up eventually into their topside jungle. So if Ornn would have hit the ult, if maybe TJ wouldn't have gotten caught out, like this fight could have gone. Well, I guess it could have gone definitely for chest up, right? But I don't. It might have been a good capitalization there from Virtus the Word, but otherwise there was some misspells, and I think just some unfortunate positioning there. As Blood tries to get something there in Wojtek, but cannot get the Infernal Chains to pull Wojtek back in. He does not land for Verd, so no harm, no foul here.
Oop. Got the patient Sejuani waiting on the other side. Oh my gosh, a lot of saplings coming.
We will have a little bit of chunk there onto Wojtek, but his whole entire team was there. Lux, unfortunately, does not have the items there to one-shot Wojtek, but that was a pretty good Q prediction. Ooh. But Wojtek's got to be careful now. It is pretty low, but we'll just push the wave and get a reset here.
Interesting. So they're looking for some sort of blue steel here? Nah, they don't want this. They do not want this.
Yeah, Sejuani there is coming in to support, so it would have been a 3v3. I believe they would have had that advantage, especially since Music X would have had TP.
Wait, Blood? I don't know that Blood wants to be tanking that many turret shots. He's lucky that Rammus isn't up here, otherwise that could have been
Yeah, I'm not sure why Music X was not just trying to fight. He has Bramble.
Yeah, but the thing is, he doesn't need to fight. Like, he's Ornn. He won't be dealing tons of damage late game, but his whole goal at this point is just make it safely to late game, give upgraded items to Luciv and Wojtek, and just make it so that that the game lets his berries excel. The game is not going to be won on him getting kills, in other words.
Well, honestly, it will be one. Maybe not solely, but obviously, if you can shut down Blood just by his own, he basically shuts down the entirety of Verge of the Word, right? Since we talked about how it's very top.
Looks like Ari's maneuvering here for a dive.
Yep, there is 4 members here. There is no wave, so they can't really go for a dive yet. So unfortunately, they were too slow in the push. But Music X does get the tower, but he will be flashed on there by Blood all over the top there from Music X. Won't actually not even land me. Oh, 2 missed ults in a row, but actually, the bot side though, Wojtek will be picked up there by Devious, and Music X will be falling here to Blood. So that is just a mistake after mistake here for Team Chess Club, as it was a great capitalization for Verge of the Word.
Yeah. So looking at this, TJ also still has his ultimate, so they got to be careful down here.
Luciv will be able to probably get the Lantern now. Actually, the ult is a great block there from Joy, but MF ultimate will be not shut down there, as there was an attempted flash there from Rookstout, as TJ will be getting chunked out there by Luciv. All coming over the top will take him down. Now looking for a double kill there, trying to take out Devious, as he will get the flash, but he will flash away as well. Joy with a great hook there for Reform Bully. As Reform Bully does get the return kill there on to Droid, but he will fall. So that is a great, I believe, 1 for 2 at the end of that for Team Chess Club.
Yeah, and very critically, both those kills went over to the Kaisa. So yeah, it's great that they could get the return kill there, but I don't know that they would call that worth.
Yeah, probably not, obviously. Getting this Kaisa even more ahead, as she's, what is it? Almost 60 CS
she's
up?
50 CS up, 55 CS up, and she has 2 kills.
Yeah, that's pretty substantial. Now they're going to pick up the Dragon as well. So it's definitely very, very difficult for...
they gotta be careful though, the Ram's got low HP.
Even though he does have low HP, they will be able to kill the Dragon in time. TJ could maybe look for a fight.
Are they here? Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if they want to fight.
Probably not, I guess. Well, too late anyway, as the teams will back off. But yeah, I think it's really, really difficult for Reform Bull and this team to fight. Even though he did die 2 times, he has the same level as the Thresh. So I guess it would have been fine, but maybe they didn't respect the strength of Luciv, as he does have a little bit more items there than the MF. So unfortunately, the goalie is not that big though. It's only 2k. Wojtek may be looking for something here, but it's not. They're not out of the game yet, and they're also not, primed to close this game out just yet.
Yeah, but I still think that the timer is decidedly in favor of the Chess Club here.
We do see the ult there on Music X. There will be able to hit Blood this time, as Rookstout is here. Most likely will be taking down Blood. We do have Wojtek roaming up there with...
oh my god!
But actually, Blood just takes down Rammus, as Wojtek will have to get some fancy feet trying to get out, as Blood will be looking for a double kill. Charm lands there onto Blood, as we do have the Lantern there to save Music X. But yeah, Blood kind of just got a... basically a free lane to scale, and this is what happens when you give an Aatrox a free lane with all of that healing, as now... Whereas the Word will look to pick up the second Rift Turret.
I know you were asking earlier why Music didn't go in on Blood there, and I have to suspect that this sort of play being in the back of his mind was why. It's even no matter how much it looks like you totally got Aatrox, you never have totally got Aatrox.
That's fair. I do think though at that time in the fight,
yes,
right,
no, at that time he probably could have, but. In every player who plays against Blood, except for maybe Lyle, there's this fear that he's just gonna make you look terrible.
Well, hey,
and I think that stymies a lot of otherwise workable plays.
Definitely fair, yeah. I do think knowing the limits of your champion, right? You have the healing reduction there with the Rambo. He had, taken half HP already. You have more than 3/4 of your HP, and you're a tank. You could have gone for that fight. You land your spells.
Yeah.
At least you could have forced him out of lane a little bit earlier. Maybe he wouldn't have died then trying to force that tower down. So who knows at the end of the day? But yeah, I think definitely you're gonna have that kind of that mental game aspect definitely could come to play. But yeah, I mean that was just a really good 2v1 there from Blood, being able to shut down the Rammus. So we'll have TJ throwing down the Rift Herald there in the bot lane. Most likely will mean that Blood takes this down, as Lucif will try to stop the push there, but we will have.
I was gonna say that'd be an ambitious to hold. He's
I guess
100% will dive Lucif if he thinks he can get away with it.
Yeah, Rookstout and Joy are here though, so I thought the tower was a little bit lower than full HP, so he actually won't be able to get that down too low, but we'll be there for taking. So right now we will have both these teams setting up around the Dragon Pit, maybe because the Dragon's spawning soon. Can't really tell timers. But maybe there's
and if I'm Chess Club, I would recommend that you give this dragon. I don't think that you don't need this. You don't have vision here. You don't need this dragon. You already have 2 dragons, so you have plenty of time to safely scale up.
They might not need the dragon, but they're strong enough to fight, right? You have the 202 Kaisa, which is strong. You do have the strong tanks in Rookstout and Music X. Even though Blood, Blood's I think the strongest member on this team, right? You focus him down, you get maybe a little bit more healing reduction. Like you get the Kaisa to have the Executioners. That's a winnable fight in my opinion. I think they can take that, right? And
in a straight fight, I agree with you. With this little vision built up around the dragon fight, you're asking to get just caught in a Sejuani ult, Lux Q, a Reformed Bully Maokai ult. There's just, you need to beat the general rule of thumb if you're a pick comp, which both these teams are to an extent, is you need to get to the objectives first, because that's what allows you to get in position to maneuver around them. If you're a poke comp, you want to get there second so you can just harass the people.
Yeah,
but
and right now what we're seeing is where's the word with that Prowl already, right? I think if Chess Club did get to the river first, was that able to clear out that vision? I think that's an easily winnable 5v5. But because they are just in here in 30 seconds, the rest of Verse Word will be here first. I'm assuming what's going to happen is, well, Rammus should be able to get out, no problem. Reform Bully will probably cage up on him, but doesn't want to go too deep now, as Blood is here. Actually, Lucid will just blow up Reform Bully. Will flash out.
Oh no!
As we have the Maokai ult getting no help. Joy gets a good hook there on Blood, and Blood just be falling right away. Yep.
Oh my gosh!
Great MFL over the top as Music X does be great all in response. Lucid dives the backline, almost takes down Bird. As the team fight is not over, we do have Devious falling next. MF does get a shutdown there onto the Kaisa. Triple kill there going over to Lucid, but that will be a 1 fight there as Rookstout takes down TJ. We will have Bird needing to back off, and that will be second dragon going over to Team Chess Club.
I swear, Lucid makes 80 carry look fun, and I suck at 80 carry.
And I think
you go, sorry.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, those are the plays you need to make, right? I think the mental game can't get the players, right? You might think, Blood's just such a better player than me, but you can't play scared if you want to win these kinds of games, right? You have to think that this is a winnable game. I can kill this player because he's made mistakes to where I can now. Blood will TP back in, probably to no avail, since this team should just look for a disengage. They should not look for a re-engage. Spend your gold. You want a team fight, just spend your gold. But yeah, I think seeing how Lucif is just diving the backline, no fear, exactly what you want to see, right? You need to be going for those big plays. You need to be going for the win, and you can't be playing scared because that's not going to lead you to the win. So 5-1-3 Kaisa now. Great team fight, and now there is a 3k gold lead. They have 3 dragons on Soul Point for a mountain, which would be great to have on an Ornn and a Rammus. So right now, Team Chess Club is...
The Rammus with mountain is the stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, but Team Chess Club is just they're picking up where they left off with their pressure around the map and their priority. But Lucif is just, sitting around here. TJ tries to go for the ult. Lucif was able to get away in time, as Thresh will be able to throw that lantern down. Gets out no problem, so that is a decent attempt, but Lucif obviously slow enough to be able to stop that potential death.
And I think that was the consequence of not enough vision in the right places here. If they had known that Lucif was by himself, I guarantee Blood's across that wall and just murdering him. Yeah,
100%. And that's what he should do, right? If you shut down the Kaisa, there's a lot less damage on that comp, right? So they're going to have to try to... All their team basically is going to try to do is just dive this Kaisa, right? I think if they have the potential, right? TJ doesn't have to hit the ult onto the Kaisa, but if we do see a maybe engagement, as Rammus looked like he wanted to go in, but might be a little bit of a kind of getting ahead of himself there.
Uh-oh.
Dive, but TJ
Veggie?
should be able to get out. He should be relatively tanking up, but he does actually just get permanent CC to his death as that will be going over to Wojtek, and there's a great lantern now
Wojtek.
as Luciv just picks up Bird. Ult there from
Oh no, Blood!
yeah,
You're way too far in front!
Blood gets hooked again. Droid right now, just some great hooks coming across the map as Luciv is not done. Goes into Rook, not Rook, I'm sorry, Reform Bully. Ults in. Now he is also trying to get into Devious.
Oh gosh.
Actually, does go for the dive under the tower and just blows him up. Quadra kill for Luciv. He is just dominating this game.
Yep, and that's exactly what we were afraid of. If Luciv is able to pop off and get to the end game, what the heck are you supposed to do against this man? He has so much CC covering him.
Almost died there to the Maokai plant.
Make sure he doesn't die to the Baron in the process.
Yep, should be fine as it will be tanked there by Rookstout and Droid. But yeah, I mean that was just a really clean team fight, right? Perma CC, TJ down, Blood oversteps, punish him with a great hook, and then obviously your Kaiser's just so strong, just go in. And right now it is a 7k gold lead. You have Baron. Dragon will be spawning probably just around the time that Baron will be done. So right now this is Chess Club's game to close out. They have the tools, they have the Fed Kaiser. We want to see a clean closeout if we want them to show them that they are a team that can hopefully match teams like Team Monkey Brains and Life for Appa.
And I want to say, this Ahri, I think that Wojtek has hovered it a few times, actually really clean. He's been very, very patient on those charms, and the combination of the charm, the Rammus taunt, the Thresh hook, and all the orange CC, you can get locked for a very, very long time, and nobody on that team has, well, actually, correction. So they have a little bit of tenacity built in, but nobody has like a cleanse effect or anything like that. And a lot of what they're being hit with is knockups, so there's nothing really that can be done about that.
Yeah, and I will have to say, I was wrong. I did not think that this count would pan out as well as it has, so I guess this is props to Team Chess Club. You proved me wrong. And,
I didn't think that they would win with it, but...
yeah, I mean, they played this really, really well, right? I don't think I've seen this kind of map presence and pressure that they've put on before. This is just, a testament to probably the practice that this team has had. As Hook will just barely miss TJ there, but this is a pretty dangerous fight, right? If this team groups up, Ornn will be looking for the
So yeah. But that works in the opposite direction too. They're like an Aatrox's knockup, an MF's ultimate, a Lux ultimate in that tiny choke is not the fight that they want.
Yeah, and right now we do have the ult there coming over the top. Lux ult over the top. Team Evolution will be able to pick up one, but that's actually get almost focused down here as he will be able to flash out and cleanse out. So they will be getting a triple kill, looking for the quadra. No, not a triple kill, just a triple kill now. As Music X will now be looking to flash there onto Blood. Can't land the Q. Blood should be able to get out just fine. Might actually be looking for more as the Hook actually will land there onto Blood. Dodges the charm just barely. Goes back in onto Droid. Actually, might be able to pick up this good.
No, he doesn't want
but
that.
unfortunately, he can't, as that will be Mountain Soul going over to Team Chess Club. Blood trying to get killed before he falls. That's a lot of healing, but unfortunately, Kai'Sa is too strong. That is a quadra kill going over to Lucid, and this is a reset. TP top lane, this will be looking for the closeout here for Team Chess Club.
Yeah, that Kai'Sa has 13 kills, and there is nobody like and this is why that cleanse is paying off. Like, gosh, this is crazy. Bully is going to be kicking himself, but that early death honestly swung the game so hard, because without the ability to pressure Kai'Sa in lane, the fact that she took cleanse instead of heal, the fact that Kai'Sa is not as strong of an AD carry in lane as Misfortune, none of that ended up mattering. And without that early advantage to put the Kai'Sa, like to delay the Kai'Sa's rise, now at this point, who threatens the Kai'Sa? And with cleanse especially, if they land a pick on her, normally you would land the pick, you would land the Misfortune and the Lux ult on top, you just blow her up and no problem. Now though, you land one thing, and she just zips out of the way with her ultimate.
Yeah, she has so much.
What are you supposed to do into that?
So much disengage, and I originally was thinking to myself, I don't know why you went cleanse. There's really no CC that you care about bot lane, and you probably shouldn't be positioning in a place to where you can get CC by TJ and Verd off the beginning of a fight anyway. But I think right now, because of the way that the early game went, with Bully dying, that they can't really pressure, and probably I think they had a better 2v2, to be honest, at least in the early stages. So those 2 deaths really early kind of just ruined the lane for them and kind of like gave Lucif a free pass to go cleanse. So right now he is they are very, very happy to use that.
That's
This
what
is a
you need,
great
though.
pick. Yeah, exactly what you need, as that shutdown will be going over to the first you want that on. Devious will pick that up, as they will be trying to push this team back, but they will probably cannot get much more, but that is a great pick off.
Yep. And that's the way this comp is supposed to function. Get the hard CC onto the carry and oh, sorry. I was waiting to see if that evolved into anything, but yeah, get the hard CC onto Kaisa and yeah, just blow her up before she can do any Kaisa shenanigans.
Yep. Unfortunately, Kaisa did get a little bit too in front of her team. Needed to make sure that she played safe, or her team made sure that they didn't leave without her. But this means
it looks like there's a bit of a tussle between Ari and Aatrox.
Oh yeah,
Ari getting the better of it. yeah. It looks like Aatrox tried to delay the bees, and it did allow them to pick up at least one turret mid lane. Yeah, because they already had the mid turret previously.
Mm-hmm.
They've got 3 minutes on the Elder Drake. Production, how much we got on Baron?
Just under a minute.
Oh, just under a minute? All right. Oh, shoot, that's in the upper right corner. My bad. Yeah, so there are opportunities for Virtus the Word to get back into this, and like the base hasn't been cracked. They just need good picks onto Kaisa. The trouble is that if they do not get those good picks, they don't really have great options. And the cleanse is up for Kaisa again, so they're not going to be able to rely on just that one clean thing. She doesn't have the flash, but
doesn't have the flash, but there's just so much safety, right? Music X will be going into the CC as much people as possible. Rookstep will be as too, but there's a great ult landed as the Ari almost goes down there. Rookstep will be able to get out just in time, but this means Rookstep will fall just before Baron spawns. So this probably should be a free Baron for Virtus the Word, as ruling.
Yeah, Ari can't be the one going up and base tanking those things. That needs to be the Rammus.
Yeah, and right now we are seeing the resets coming out. Reform Blade will be taking one as well, but it doesn't seem like Bird wants to go for this Baron. I think you need to go for that play. You need to try to build some kind of advantage, right? No smite, just try to burn that down, right? Your MF is strong. She has 2 items, actually 3 items, I'm sorry. Aatrox is very strong as well, as they are now moving over to the Baron pit. 20 seconds left on the respawn as Chess Club is here waiting in the wings. Jordan and Lucif are close, and the rest of his team is walking up, so might just be trying to clear out some vision and then going for the Baron, as we'll have that being cleared out there by the Pink Ward, as Jordan will be trying to get some back. Wojtek now is back.
Looks like they're trying to push up the wave a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they're trying to just shout for like a death push play, as TJ jumps in but doesn't really get anything. Poke does land onto him, but no engage yet. Lucif just gets some poke there. TJ is now with half HP.
That's a lot of poke.
Yeah, half HP. We'll have to back off. Bird does have a lot of shields as Music X.
Oh, that's a high-speed Rammus.
Engage there onto Blood, as he will be falling immediately. Ult there from the Lux doesn't do much, as the MF will be dove on by Lucif. TJ and Devious can do nothing, as that's a good ult, but the flash with the cleanse will secure the downfall. Triple kill there for Lucif. Yeah, they should be game. As Wojtek tries to land the charm onto Reform Bully. Should pick him up, no problem, as the rest of the team will look to push down that mid lane turret, and most likely the Nexus.
Yeah, there's no out for Reform Bully without him there to defend, or even with him there to defend. There's just no escaping this, and the death timers will not allow them to put up a defense. Very well played by the Chess Club.
Yeah, this was just a really, really great game all around. They played the map so very well. They played around their advantages, right? Lucif popped off, really played to the advantages he was given, and I mean, this is just a solid game all around from the Chess Club.
Yeah, without a doubt. Obviously, Lucif with the highlight reel plays. Wojtek being a quiet carry, though. Him and Rookstad playing that sort of double teams CC pair, getting the bot further ahead, securing those early dragons, rendering Verd very ineffective in the early mid game. They had those solid picks late game, and you could see the ghosts of what that comp is supposed to be able to do. It's just that by the time they managed to pull it off, they already were down an Earth Drake, an Earth Soul. They were already down 13 kills on Kaisa. That's a hole to dig out of, and at that point, you don't have time for any mistakes or hiccups. And yeah, they made one hiccup, and the whole thing collapsed.
Yeah, and I think there was a fun storyline there about who's the best jungle in TCL, as TJ least damage on his team, but obviously that's explainable just simply because of the saplings there from Maokai. But right now, TJ might not just be fighting for who's the best jungler in the TCL, but he might be fighting for who is going to be the 4th place jungler in the TCL, as he is on track for that with a great win from Team Trust Club. But stick around, everybody. We will be back for Game 2, and we will see you shortly.
What are you willing to lose? You cover your wounds, but underneath them, a million voices in your head that whisper, stop now. Another twist of the knife, a turn of the screws, it's all in your mind, and it's fighting you on yourself. The storm is coming. Wow, kid, what you gonna do now? It's your reflection looking back to pull you down. So are you gonna die today or make it out alive? You gotta conquer the monster in your head, and then you'll fly, fly, phoenix fly. It's time for a new empire. Go bury your demons, then tear down the ceiling, phoenix fly. And now you're playing with matches, come out of the ashes underneath you. A million voices in the crowd, they're screaming, stop now. Well, let them swallow the pride, you're turning the tide to true believers. Got them in the palm of your hand, you're playing God now. What you gonna do now? It's your reflection looking back to pull you down. So are you gonna die today or make it out alive? You gotta conquer the monster in your head, and then you'll fly, fly, phoenix fly. It's time for a new empire. Go bury your demons, then tear down the ceiling, phoenix fly. So are you gonna die today or make it out alive? You gotta conquer the monster in your head, and then you'll fly, fly, phoenix fly. It's time for a new empire. Go bury your demons, then tear down the ceiling, phoenix fly.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Tilt Champions League. We just saw a great game played at the chess club who were able to honestly dominate Team Versus the Word, and I think an unexpected game win.
Yeah, no, it's. I think we had that moment before the game even got started. It's like, so who do you think's gonna win? After I do this giant diatribe explaining why Team Chess Club's comp isn't obviously garbage and such, and then I'd say that Versus the Word's gonna win anyway. No, it was. I did not expect the Lucid to be able to get that free lane. I didn't know what to expect with Wojtek, and both of them just had phenomenal games. That Ari seems to have been their secret weapon they were holding on to, because I'll be honest, I've seen Wojtek go Orianna. He's very comfortable on the champ, but that is a champ that does not generally win lane unless it's into a very specific matchup. And his Ari was making plays all around the map. No waiting for scale. Like he came ready to play. And yeah, it's a Rook with the Rammus pulling that out. I don't believe we've seen that yet out of him this season. Yeah, just around the board, a lot of very, very smart, calculated picks. Droid on the Thresh. It's just a lot of very proactive, flashy champions, and they were able to take the piss out of Versus the Word for a round.
I do think, or sorry, I do think it's very, very important to add, though. I think a lot of the reason why Wojtek was able to play so well as Luciv and Droid, was because of how active around the map Brookstout was, right? He was everywhere. He ran into every single lane. He was, I think by the time he died, he had 5 assists by the time he died. I mean, he got his team so much. And that was the reason why that the Ari was able to just, get such a free lane, right? Ari got, I think, 2 free kills from the ganks that he had onto the Lux. We had Droid, like you said, was hitting some really great hooks. I think he only missed like 1 or 2 hooks. Like, he was popping off. Like, all these guys played a really, really solid game. So for game 2, we want to see some more of the same, right? We definitely want to see them not scared. They know they can win. Make sure that they don't, give them more of a free lane and just kind of like, fall flat. Keep doing the good things you were doing and make sure that you have a strong start that you can propel into the late game, and hopefully, I mean, if you can close it out 2-0, that's really, really good.
Yeah, so this is where the rubber meets the road, though, for TCC, because now Versus the Word is blue side, and there's a lot of prio picks that are up. I personally think that they don't ban the Darius and either ban the Udyr or the Seraphine. Interesting.
That will be a Seraphine, Orianna, and Ezreal ban, so they will decide to ban Orianna round 1, maybe thinking that they want to pile something for Verd. But we do have the Wukong and the Zillion. They do not ban the Darius. Maybe they want him to... Oh, there's a Darius.
Oh, they do ban the Darius. So the Udyr for TJ.
Yeah. Obviously, Udyr's a very, very strong champion, right? You probably don't want to give that over to TJ. So you have to give something over. I think if you give over the Darius and you play something maybe safe, maybe that's fine, but maybe I just don't want to have to worry about it, right? I remember the Blood Pentakill.
I want to see. So we're getting the Kaisa. Good call for there. I think you grab the Thresh here, because I don't think that, because Reform Bully plays a good Thresh, and he is probably going to want to take that playmaking champion away from Droid. And plus, I think Thresh is a decent pick into Udyr. You have the box to slow him down. You have the Flay. I mean, Udyr runs fast and does homeless man things, but it's what can you do?
So Rook will take the Sejuani this time. So maybe he likes the Sejuani matchup there into the Udyr. I mean, it does have great CC, so at least you can lock down.
Yeah,
Udyr,
I think that's a mistake. I don't know why you would leave the Thresh up. I'm curious who he thinks is going to be able to peel as effectively against Udyr, and because I mean, Reform Bully's a good Thresh. Like, there's no reason to give that up when it works so well.
Plus,
I'm curious.
There's no reason to pick the Sedge now, because you have the 3rd pick and they already have an Udyr jungle. So we will see the Thresh Ashe. Actually, we will have the supportive more ADC there. So that will be actually interesting to see if that's
putting Devious back on those utility AD carries. I think that's a smart move. He's very comfortable on the Ashe. He's very comfortable with this. Gives them a lot of engage with the Udyr, Ashe, and Thresh, and the Ornn again. So very similar picks. I don't know if I like that Sejuani pick in retrospect. I think that's a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's probably a bit more stronger picks, right? I don't know if you need to go tank top and tank jungle.
No, that's a TCC special.
Okay, yeah.
They love their tanks.
Plus,
they
plus
gotta
if you
give
go,
Kai'Sa front line.
because if you go some kind of like Thresh or Nautilus, right, then you kind of have a pseudo tank. So like I said, Workstout had the Hack Room open. He also could have played anything else, but TCC special, I would suppose. But
TCC ban Viger.
Ban the Vigar.
Viger.
Well, right now we have the Anivia and the Morgana.
I've seen this comp. This is almost the exact comp that Verd is the Word ran last time their backs were against the wall. They put Verd on Viger, and that cage just provides so much safety, so much control in the team fights. You do not want that if you're Kai'Sa and you're like zipping around and such. You ban the Viger.
Not only that,
or you don't.
Well, I guess they could pick it. Maybe if they want to give that to Void.
Or maybe they think that Luciv can go. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Luciv or Wojtek could go Cassiopeia, I guess, and maybe just threaten the Viger.
We'll have the.
I don't.
Hover.
They need another hyper carry mid, and I'm positive that it's going to be a Viger for Verd.
Well, I would say, yeah, not only is the Vigar cage good just for like zoning or catching, there's a lot of CC to where if one lands, you cage around them and they should just be dead. Right?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Udyr runs up, Thresh Hook, Ashe ultimate. We'll have to see if that's what they pick, but it seems like you have a pretty strong thought that they will. And we do have the Braum locked in. I guess
if they don't,
Braum
I'll be astonished.
against the Ashe. I don't really like Braum too much just as a champion. I think there's just better support picks. Right,
and this will be a Shen.
Play the Rel, play the Leona, play the Alistar.
Never mind, he's going Aatrox again.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the next best pick for Blood. That's definitely not going to be locked in. Taric, I wouldn't hate.
No, they got a Thresh already. They're not sending Taric mid.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, this is a mid lane pick. My bad. So
I don't think anyway.
Yeah, there's the Veigar. Yep, you called it. So this will be the standard.
I've seen this comp before.
And it should work well, right? There's a lot of follow-up CC, which if they can get ahead, or not even ahead, if they can just land the CC, they got it. We will need the mid lane, though, from Wojtek. I don't think he plays Aurelia, so that will most likely...
I don't think Aurelia is a good pick here.
No, probably not, because she has to dive through the lane, and if you just throw her in the cage, you can't really play the game. I assume it's going to be a different champion. Yep, the Xerath locked in, actually.
Huh. So into Viger specifically, Xerath is really strong, I think. Into this particular comp, I'm not so sure. And one of the things that they're going to lose out a little bit on with this Xerath pick is the fact that Xerath can't really roam. Not in the sense that he can't, that he wouldn't bring value in a roam, but in the sense that he's very squishy with not a lot of escapes. And there's a lot of pick tools on the other enemy team that if they catch him out in the jungle, he just dies.
Not only can he not roam, he's immobile, right? And you're playing against an Udyr and Aatrox, and you have 3 tanks around you, and there's really no kind of peel in the way that there was with the Thresh Lantern.
That I again disagree. Sejuani,
I guess
Ward, and Braum have plenty of peel.
Well, I guess let me rephrase and saying like he can't be saved by an ability that can pull him back.
Yes,
right?
yes. I think that the Thresh here instead of the Braum would have been way stronger. And that's why I think that it was a mistake to grab Seji that early. There are plenty of tanks you can play besides Seji. But yeah, we'll see how this plays out. I think that Xerath is a decent pick into Viger, though. I think that it will get... And there's not a lot of... for all of the engaged, there's not a lot of obvious tools to chew through an Ornn Sejuani Braum.
Yeah, I think eventually if the Ashe does get, she goes for the Kraken, you have the Aatrox with the Cleaver, I think it'll be fine with the damage. I think the problem that I have is there's just no damage on Team Chess Club, right? I think Xerath can do a lot of poke, but he just can't ever walk up. Because if he ever walks up, you will just get dove immediately. Because the only other threat would be Kai'Sa, because Braum's not going to do any damage. Sejuani's not going to be doing any damage. Ornn might, but it's not going to be that much. And there's going to be much more damage from a Vigar, an Udyr, an Aatrox, and an Ashe. So that's what I'm worried about. There's just not enough damage.
I think I disagree. I think that Xerath, so long as you don't fall behind, will do plenty of damage to the people that matter. You'll do a lot of damage to Verd, and you'll do a lot of damage to Deviant. No, you're not going to do much damage to Udyr and probably not that much to Blood, but you don't have to. That's what you got Luciv for. And Luciv, obviously, we saw last game, just he like pukes damage. It's ridiculous. I think that the bigger question, and the thing is, yes, there is more obvious damage on Virtus the Word, but there needs to be. They've got 3 mega tanks in front that they need to chew through. I think that the real question will be is if they can get the proper flanks off to actually challenge and threaten the Xerath. Because if the Xerath's allowed to free fire or get like solid poke onto the Viger or the Ashe in advance, that's going to be a really, really rough time for them. Because let's say Xerath lands like 2 Qs onto Viger and he's at 3rd HP. Well, what happens if Lucid then just ults into the backline and murders him? Well, now you don't have nearly as much damage anymore. Like now you're.
You're also assuming that Xerath hits those 2 Qs, right? Because if he walks up to hit the Q, Udyr runs in, cage up top, thresh hook, thresh fillet. Like I think this comp needs
Xerath's
to
got the range for that.
Even though that doesn't mean you can hit the skill shot, right? Because you can still dodge. But what I'm really scared about is if you're betting on the fact for Elusive to carry, that's fine. There's just a lot of CC on the side of Virtus the Word, and I don't think there's really much that they can do because there's only so much that those champions can do. And if you ever get picked, like if you ever get cut off immediately in the fight, they will just die. There's just too much follow up. So I'm more worried about the execution more than like I guess the overall, because I think it's just it's gonna be a lot harder for I think Team Chess Club to succeed. Whereas all that Virtus Word has to do is just run in head first, and you'll probably get a kill and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll repeat the same thought. This is gonna go to Chess Club. I think unless they royally screw up bot lane in a way that I haven't seen them ever do so, I think that they have this one in the bag.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm actually way more confident in this comp than I was in the last comp, and I think that especially with the 2 cleanses, the one on the Xerath, one on the Kai'Sa, I don't think they're going to have enough to threaten the backline. The Virtus the Word is going to have enough to threaten the backline.
I don't know. I think for me, I'm less confident in this comp than the last one. Even though they did surprise me, this comp just seems more difficult to execute. Right? I think I like the champions more. They will do so much more damage. Right? Veigar will, if he just doesn't get picked off like he did the previous game, he'll just one shot the carries. Right? Udyr is just broken.
But how is he going to get to the carries? How is he going to get there?
Well,
okay. We got a DC from Luciv, so we're gonna have to be paused for a little while. In the meantime, Sir Aaron, let's get back into this, and let me tell you why you are wrong about.
Here's the thing. No, you land 1 CC if you're Virtus the Word. There is so much follow up, right? Aatrox goes in, gets 1 knockup, slow knockup. Udyr can just dive you and hit you. Then you have the Veigar cage. Then you have the Ashe slows. Flashing and go for the flay. Like if anything lands onto any of the 2 carries, they just lose immediately. If they do not,
but if anything lands onto either of the 2 carries, they press cleanse and walk away.
Well, you're assuming, but they can. I mean, cleanse only helps you from 1 CC. There's 4 others that can follow up, right? Every single champion on their team has CC, whereas not every single champion. Well, actually, no, every single champion except for Kai'Sa has CC. But a lot of it, and that's
the thing, though. It's like, yes, if Virtus the Word can pull off proper, like effective flanks, yes, I think that they do have a shot at this. If they can't get a good flank off, though, then Ornn, Seji, Braum is going to be impossible for their team to shove through. Yes, Viger can use the cage. Yes, Ashe. They got lots of CC, but all of that CC is skill shot, with the exception, obviously, of Udyr running in. But once again, you have run into the same problem. If you can't maneuver your way past these 3 tanks who are there to face tank all the CC, then your CC is useless. You could land all your CC onto the Braum, and if all you get in reward for that is Kai'Sa and Xerath getting to free fire for 4 seconds, yeah, you might chew through the Braum, but it's not going to make a difference.
I think these players are smart enough to know that they should not target a Braum, mostly because Braum's not really going to do that much, but. I don't know. Yeah. I think I'm confident in my Virtus the Word boys. I'm going for them. This is going to a game 3. But hey, I got proved wrong once. It could happen again. We'll find out once we get back into the game.
I would say the same there. I would say the same.
As in, you think Versus Wars gonna
No,
win?
I was proven wrong last time. I can certainly be proven wrong
Oh,
again.
okay, yeah.
So
Regardless,
as like
yeah. Go ahead.
as we wait for this to come in, obviously, Vert is the word didn't have like the most success, but we like actually I'll sort of pry a little bit. Did Bermuda Square's scrim Vert is the word at all throughout
No,
throughout the
actually,
regular
yes,
season?
once. I think I
Okay.
played against Blood once, and I beat him in lane. Smile.
Oh, nice.
He might disagree, but I believe I beat him in lane. But we lost the game, so I guess it doesn't matter. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we played them like pre-season, so like obviously their team
Oh,
has
okay.
changed a lot. Um,
Mhm.
but
Yeah, no,
yeah.
in my experience, one of the scariest things about playing against Vert is the word, and actually we saw glimmers of it in the last match, is that that team never is really down and out. It's actually the same thing, same opinion I had actually about Team Coin Flip when I would play against them. Teams that have shot callers like Abarn or like Blood are very hard to ever, or honestly like Tranimal too for LFA. They're very difficult to count out just because no matter how far down they get, they'll be disciplined, they'll be patient, and they'll always look for that throw. And if you ever give them an inch, they will run with it.
Hmm.
And we saw it in the last game where just the slightest off step by Elusive, and suddenly it looked like the game could have gone the wrong way. It obviously didn't, but like that's the sort of thing that you're playing up against as chess club, and I that's why even though I'm saying I think the chess club is going to win, any game against Vert is the word. I think our team, I want to say, has played them in total 9 or 10 times this season. We did 6 or 7 scrims, and then we did the 3 games in the playoffs. And I believe we only beat them once. And that's not to say we didn't have solid leads against them a few times. That's to say that just every time we would have a lead and it would look like we had an edge, they would always find that window to come back. And that's the sort of thing that tilts because you think you've got everything lined up and then it all just collapses. And
Yeah, that's probably just a testament to their players, right? They're good players. They farm well.
Mhm.
They know how to play around each other well, right? But I also do think
Yeah.
that sometimes I think this game they got ahead of themselves, right? But they got picked off by it was a great cap position of my music access to solo kill, essentially solo kill Blood.
Mhm.
And obviously I don't think they were really expecting how like kind of how Brookstad was going to be everywhere on the map. I don't think they really were expecting the
Yeah.
Rammus to be in every single lane. Like, I don't think they were also expecting to get Silica level 1 in the bot
No, no,
lane.
no. A lot went wrong with them, or a lot went wrong for them. But the other thing that I've noticed, and I don't know if you saw like the short clip that they posted their comms from their series against, I believe it was Team Coin Flip. No, wait, no, it would have. Oh, it was against Team Coin Flip. They like even when TJ they're laughing, they're having fun. Like they're a very chill bunch. And even when TJ does a level 1 mistake and he loses his flash, like everyone's just laughing their ass off. They're having an absolute blast. And that's one of the things that makes them, I think, so resilient as a team is that they don't let the toxicity or the tension get to them. And that's what you need in a long series like this. So if any team could bounce back from a game like that, I think that it would be Vert is the word. I think that they're going to be I don't think that they'll win this one, but I think that it's not going to be because of tilt. I think that they're going to come into this well prepared.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, I think these players are probably like, hey, we know we're better. We just made some mistakes. Well, we won't do those again, right? That's what if I were Blood, that's what I would tell my team.
Mhm.
And I think they probably would say like, we got surprised, whatever it happens, let's play our game. And I think that's what they're doing right now, right? They've drafted a similar comp. I assume they would have won that game, as they probably will need to win this game if they want to keep their playoff.
Oh yeah,
hopes
no,
alive.
there's no question of that. They lose this game, it's curtains for Vert is the words, and it's on to the big leagues for the Team Chess Club. I
Yeah,
think I
and
had Team. When I was doing my pre-playoffs rankings, I said that what was it? I said that Vert is the word was like not the challenger, but like the sort of the third place. Like they're not the top challenger, but they're really in this. And I had TCC as the dark horse, like that they can beat everybody, but it's just a question of execution. And they certainly show, like, it'll be interesting to see if we can finally get sort of a breakup of that, like sort of one of the teams that was maybe lower seeded or not as expected to sort of break things up. It would also be a kind of a nice narrative in that it would prove that Team Dog is in fact the better conference. Our first and second seed made it into the finals. So
Gotcha.
Something to look forward to there.
Yeah.
Makes me feel better about not beating these boys.
And then again, obviously, Blood will get the level 2 prio. I will definitely be interested to see how level 2 goes in the bot lane, as Devious actually this time gets level 2 with Reform Bully. A little bit more prio here with the longer range of the Ashe, and obviously Thresh Hook will be rough to play with, so no potential to die here early again. So we will have a more early game as Blood now looks to invade Rookstout. Actually, we'll just throw down the ward, so he will know where Rookstout is, as he will return to lane. But this is actually that was a pretty good invade. Catches out Rookstout, so he will be able to know that. I'm not sure. I think they would have caught that the red is resetting there, so they will have a decent idea of where Rook is. But that should only help out TJ moving forward.
Yep, TJ's on the bot side of the map, so it's not like he's positioning for a steal, but it does potentially disturb Sejuani's clear at the moment, and it makes sure that Udyr knows that he can take that bot crab unmolested.
Yeah, and MusicX will get a little bit of a time to even out the XP as he will hit 3 here. Bot lane though, we will actually be able to see a little bit of a reverse script just in the early stages of now Devious and Reform Blade will be able to see how they use the more powerful 2v2, since they will have a bit of a CS advantage, as you do have the wave frozen under the enemy's tower. But we do see TJ there in the top river, might be looking for a gank there onto Wojtek. He does have Cleanse, so this would be a relatively difficult gank, especially if Wojtek flashes away, but Cage will land. We will have to see a Cleanse right away. Yep, TJ flashes in though. Wojtek still has Flash. He will be able to flash out of the Veigar W, and he will be able to live too, so nice skip there from Wojtek.
Yeah, and he burned he got the Udyr flash out as well. That's a good thing. I think that Wojtek has to be incredibly careful in this matchup not to walk up. Like, that wave, to my knowledge, wasn't frozen. It's not like he wasn't going to be getting those minions. He doesn't ever have to really walk up in this matchup. And unless he knows his Sejuani is nearby, which in that case it decidedly wasn't, it's very unsafe for him to take those sort of aggressive moves in lane. I personally think that was a bit of an ambitious play, and he paid for it.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Right? If he ever sees the enemy jungler, then he could consider stepping up and getting maybe able to push the wave in, or maybe he just gets a little bit poked there onto the enemy mid laner. But yeah, he definitely needs to play smart, play safe, especially with both of his Hunter spells down and just the nature of the champion that Udyr is with the CC that the Veigar has as well. So he needs to play a little safer, but obviously getting out alive was fine. He needs to burn both. He could have flashed the Cage and then maybe saved Cleanse, because that would have meant TJ wouldn't be able to flash on him, at least wouldn't have been the best play. But top side though, a little bit more the same, as Blood will be able to get almost a 20 CS advantage again, as he will most likely push MusicX back for reset, as Rook is looking for a lane gank. We'll be able to get into the very, very far river. Not sure if they saw the Sejuani passive there, but no vision here. Looks out we'll be able to know that word there just in support.
Oh, he's got to be careful. He doesn't get like randomly picked out by Ashe.
Yeah, they won't have any idea though, as the Mules will be double flash there. Reform Bully and Devious will be able to get out. Jordan tried to flash in to get some damage there, but
Udyr. How far along is he on that? Because he needs to abandon ship.
Yeah, half HP there will mean that says a thank you, great leash, as Wojtek, not level 6, but he will be able to land some great damage there on Tubber, gets him down to half HP. TJ trying to go for the smite, but early smite there from Rookstout means that is a dragon gone, and that means Rookstout gives his life. Oh no, first blood there goes to the Ashe, and that was just not good to see.
That is not what you want. Fantastic play by TJ, being very, very calm, collected. Is not the outcome you wanted.
Yeah, and that means that is first dragon first blood, and now we see
oh.
ultimate there from Music X. He will not be able to catch out blood as he's able to just, walk out of that. A little bit of a, I think, early alt there, but I think it was a great, I think I want to see Music X go for the fights more. Being able to build items in lane helps. He has the boots and the Bramble Vest.
Bramble Vest,
a good fight to look for, but Blood will now be on his reset, pick up the Caulfield's Hammer, not Caulfield's Hammer, I'm sorry, the other one that goes into his
Phage.
item. The Phage, yeah, that's what it's called. TP is back to lane. Get some decent I guess decent just trade there on to Music X.
Yep. Yeah, and we're already, so it's interesting, we're already seeing the advantage, that the much calmer and more disciplined play from the Ashe, from Devious. He's not falling behind nearly as much in CS. He's 7 CS down, but the wave's in front of his turret, so he's going to be able to pick those up as he pushes back. We also have the kill, so he's actually probably up in gold on Elusive. Oh my gosh! Oh, stopping the back.
Ooh, actually does get the Infernal Chains to land, but Music X with the flash away. Great attempt there from Blood, and he just he will get a lot here in response. Right, should be able to get a plate. No TP to Music X, so he will be able to probably get another wave, or at least deny a bunch of them there. So this is going to be a really, really good start here from Blood. Should be able to maybe even probably solo kill out Music X if he does not play careful or get any jungle support.
Yeah, you can already see the difference between the Sejuani early presence and the Rammus early presence last game. And for all of the harass that Wojtek is able to put down on this Viger, he's really not forcing him out of lane because he can't really play up or be aggressive. Like Wojtek, oh boy, Wojtek, you are dead.
Actually, unfortunately, not dead. That's a great hook there from Reform Bully. Actually, just has to go in. We just see the play there. Does have the cleanse come back up, so he'll be able to cleanse up. But actually, from the ult, Reform Bully will fall for his trouble. And that is a great,
satisfying.
Yeah, that was a really great play there, right? That was a very, very. Ooh,
oh my gosh!
Almost
Bird
land.
just got out because that would have been an immediate Kai'Sa ult.
Yeah,
no
definitely.
cage to protect him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think TJ and his team got a little bit overzealous there. He was basically under tower. Hook does land, but that is a very, very difficult play to go for. Maybe they didn't realize that the cleanse was back up, but should just let him go, right? You tried. It was a decent attempt to get the, Veigar, maybe help him push in the wave, but unfortunately, no flash on TJ and no flash on Reform Bully means not the easiest kill to get. And that is a, just a great response kill there from Wojtek.
Yeah, and we need to be on the lookout also, though, because this Ashe now is 6. She had, and there she got, they got the pull on the Braum, but that's not exactly who you want.
Yeah, just throws down the shield and he's going to be fine.
Yeah, it's interesting, and obviously, there's not as much of a need to focus bot lane by TJ. That's not really his power lane. Doesn't want to spend a ton of time there. But I'm actually kind of curious where TJ is spending his time. I guess it's he did the gank mid. He's been farming a lot. He's very, very far ahead of the Sejuani. But I don't know. I guess none of his lanes are really losing that badly, except for mid lane at this point. Yeah, it's oh wait, but mid lane is very, very pushed up. That is going to be a dead Viger unless he can do some fancy feet maneuvers.
Yep, ultimate does land after the flash there from Bird. Wojtek will not be able to land the W, but he will almost get the full kill there. Now TJ's here. Looks out very, very low HP. Wojtek, just misses there with the Ashe ult. Wojtek,
oh no! Wojtek, you are out
Blood is here,
from home.
Flash there from Wojtek. Hook land there by Reform Bully, and that will be Wojtek going down. That is a great double kill there. TJ now 2-0-1.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what Wojtek was flashing for there. There was nobody home on that end of the world.
Yeah, and Bird was just so far up. Cages Wojtek under his own tower. Not really something really jungle could be. Yeah, the fight is not over as Devious now is being dove there. He will be falling, so just across the map, there's just kills going over and over.
That's a bot lane play right there. That was confident and self-assured. Elusive just running under turret. I guess oh yeah, we saw the Devious arrow fly mid, and that was him being punished for not having any CC and daring to stick around.
Even with no CC, you can't really be under a tower when it's a 2v1 when you have a tank like a Braum, right? Yeah. You can just easily CC you up. Elusive can do a lot of damage with the R, with the Q damage if it's just onto you. And right now though, could be killing the top lane. Did you see the Reptile? They're going to take down most of this tower. Music X will be able to clear that out though, as we do have the invade from TJ, but bot side, that dragon will be going over to the chess club, so just everywhere across the map, plays are being made.
Yeah, and so this is kind of interesting. Wait, oh, for a second it looked like Blood had purchased 2 phages. That's a yikes. But no, he just finished his Gore Drinker. That's a very powerful position to be in once again. It's so I understand what TJ's trying to do. He's trying to he goes top to drop the Rift Herald, get some pressure, try to get Blood out of lane. Because frankly speaking, Blood is very far ahead and can be a real presence in these fights. That said, though, and just as I look at this, it's not incredibly obvious that they want to be giving up that early dragon. Yes, they have the 1 dragon, so I guess maybe it's the reason they don't need both. But this is again an instance where I think the later the game goes, and Viger infinite scaling aside, I think that the game swings more and more into the favor of Chess Club. Uh-oh. Wojtek, run! The homeless man!
There is no flash onto the Udyr, so we will have to go for a dive. There's a great, almost tries to climb.
No, that's not gonna work.
Yeah, unfortunately, too much damage there, as Droid is down here, but unfortunately his team is not, as the Sedge One was not there right away.
Wait, what are you doing, Droid? Get out of there!
Unfortunately, he was not really coordinated there with Rook Stout, but yeah, I mean, that was just, a really, really solid play. Lots of CC. First, we do have the stun there from the Udyr. Make sure he can't get the cleanse there onto the Veigar cage. Ult to follow up, easy kill, and that is, just a great pickoff.
Okay, and also call out that that Rook Stout needs to get some dang farming done. He's not, he is pretty far behind Udyr, but more importantly, he's only level 7. Reform Bully is slightly lower, but everyone else in the game is higher, including his own support who's tied with him.
Music X will have to flash away from that. Blood look for the all-in there. Pops the ultimate to no avail, but going back to what you said about, trying to get Blood out of the lane and getting that dragon, I don't think they had a choice because Devious got picked off under tower, right?
Oh,
they
yeah,
had no more bot pressure, so they had to give it that. So it was really a good play to make across the map to get Blood some more gold, but right now this tower is very, very low, and TJ is
the
here.
turret's going down, and they should not be trying to save this.
This is a 2v1 looking to happen, but with the ultimate there from the Ornn.
The ult to clear the minions!
A good play, right? Make sure they can't get dove. TJ, though, is still here. Looks for the engage there onto Rook Stout as Blood will be trying to look up, but unfortunately could not get it as they will be able to run away. But this means that Blood should be able to secure the first tower again.
And then as we look, that gold lead that we talked about last game is starting to open up in the bot lane, or at least the CS gap is.
Yeah, and that's obviously a testament to the fact that we do have the 2v1 kill, as actually this one will be another solo kill, or I guess 2v2 kill, but Blood is here, gets a flash there. I don't think he pays up the kill in time, but you'll be able to pick
clean
up
teleport.
Yep, Blood really, really solid with his teleports, as Wojtek almost gets picked off there, but unfortunately, TJ did not have flash, could not get over the wall to help out. So Wojtek stays alive a little bit longer, but 2 kills to 1 there on the bot side will definitely favor Bur's the Word.
Yep. Yeah, and this is sort of an instance that we're already seeing, like, this Udyr is really this Udyr pick is very much punishing. Oh, wait. Oh, is they?
Ooh, very, very close. Ooh,
oh
great! That was a really, really solid barrier there from Bird.
That was. Oh my gosh, good on Bird to throw out the barrier there, but that could have been pretty slick.
Almost another cheeky ult there from Wojtek, but really, really well played with the fancy feet. Make sure he can live at least till the last one comes in, has a barrier too. But yeah, right now we do have a 4K gold lead in favor of Bur's the Word. Different from last game, right? They now have the gold lead in this game as Droid. And
wait. Oh, wow.
Reform Bully is back. And TJ's here though, so if they go too far in, they might be going into their death, as we do see the flash out there from Rusev, but unfortunately there's nowhere to run.
Oh no!
Reform Bully actually gets the kill there, but TJ and Devis will be able to finish off Droid. And
and it looks like Dragon's coming up pretty soon too.
Yeah, this will most likely be Dragon for them, but TJ is not done. He is going in onto Music X as Rook Stout is just going to be, farming the Grump, whatever. Doesn't really do to help his team. Arrow just misses there, but Music X will be able to actually does not get pulled back by the Infernal Chains, but Blood will be able to pick up that kill. And yeah, there should be Dragon when it will be spawning, I assume, in what, 10 seconds? But yeah, this is just a they thought they got the pick there onto Reform Bully. Unfortunately, they were the ones
who picked.
Yep, TJ was there, immediately engages, and you can't really run too much there with the just the speed of TJ, as he is 3 levels above Rook Styles.
All right, Wojtek, you got to be careful there.
We do have Rook Styles in the wings, but it has to go pretty far. And that's a flash there for Verd under
That's
tower.
so-
I'm not really sure why. I mean, Blood and Devious are here, but that's still a very confident engage. So he won't run the flash for nothing. But I guess, you know, worth a try? Who knows? But that will be second dragon there going over to Team Verd is the word. That will mean we are on another Mountain Soul. So right now this will be in the favor of the non-tank team.
Yeah, and this would certainly be far more favorable for Chess Club if they were able to pick it up. But it still works out just fine for Verd is the word. They've got the obviously the Aatrox that they want to get really tanky. They've got the Udyr, who already is very tanky and it'll just get worse. Yeah, and we're starting to see an enormous EXP gap opening up between the Sejuani and the Udyr. Like, poor Sejuani is level 8 at this point. She is 3 levels below her mid laner. And, like, there's just nothing for her to do in this. Like, she's just running from camp to camp.
Yeah, and Blood taking away some of those camps, you know, steals a few chickens away. I think Rooks might be the big one, so that was decent. But
yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think this is just why we were such a good champion. He has such a good clear speed, and not only that, more CS and more KP, right? So he's been doing more across the map in all different circumstances.
So we were talking earlier about how, like, oh, there's like a 4K, and now it's up to what, like a 5K gold lead. 3K of that almost is on the Udyr alone. That's how far ahead this crazy homeless man is.
Yeah, and there's a 2K there on the top side. We have mid lane is essentially equal, bot lane as well. So this is really just a jungle and top diff right now. And
yeah,
this is their team, right? Blood's team plays around him and TJ. And right now, with having a safer early game, no mistakes means that they can just play their normal game, play safe. They will have natural advantages in lane that they can transition into objectives and into more.
Yeah, if they go back and review this game, I think that the things that need to be called out for the Chess Club is, did you really have to ban the Darius, knowing that you would give TJ the Udyr? Obviously, the game's not over. Like, they still could turn this around, but his presence is everywhere, and Joa just looks so helpless against it. Like, you really need to wonder, could they at least not try to fight out the Darius, maybe try to control it? I guess Darius is really good into the sort of. Oh, wait, is Blood maybe he's a little too far out here?
Yeah, but he will be able to get out just fine. He will pop the ultimate. Actually, doesn't get across the pit, but does have the Thresh Lantern to get out. As we do have Lucid picking up that red buff, but TJ trying to push that team back. Wojtek now might be falling down here. We'll pop the cleanse, though. TJ is going in so hard.
Oh, TJ is too deep!
Yeah, Lucid gets a great pickup there as Music X with the rest of the team is here. Music X gets a great knockup here as he the ultimate there over the top. Double kill there for Lucid as he is not done. Verd taking so much damage. Ultimate just actually does land on the Kaisa. Cleanse comes through, but Music X does go for the flash over the flash onto Blood. Cannot get the Q, but that is a great 2-for-0.
Yeah. Now they should pull back and solidify those advantages. They're going to lose that bot turret. There's nothing to do about that. But they need to take the gold that they just got onto the Kaisa, and they need to go spend that. She is still they're way back into this game, and they need to make sure that they don't accidentally throw that lead away.
Kaisa and Xerath are the carries in this game. They are very strong. Have been farming very well. All the tanks have to do is engage. Let your damage do their damage, and you'll be fine, right? Verd is getting chunked out here. We saw how we can have TJ just immediately blown up, and the follow-up is great, right? So they have their way to win. Dragon is spawning in 40 seconds. It will be third dragon. If Team Chess Club can get that, they buy them not only 10 more minutes actually, but they will be a little bit more tankier. Plus, hopefully that means that they win a team fight to get there. That means they're even more in the game, right? Gold lead is only 5K now. They made it, they minimized it just a bit, but yeah, they need to make sure they play around these carries, right? Almost second item there onto Wojtek. 2 items there for Kaisa, and we'll have to see how this team fight goes around the dragon.
Yeah, and this time they're not going to have the luxury of a turret that the poor Udyr gets trapped behind. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. See if they can achieve a bit more of an equitable, what they can achieve in a more equitable fight. They have the Xerath though, and that Xerath will be able to put down a lot of poke.
Dragon is not started yet though, as we do have the first prowl there for Bird is the word. Poking back and forth, just letting the Xerath do this job. Trying to get anything done. We do have the
my god,
lands
that's
onto
big
Destroy.
damage.
Ulted there coming over top from all these carries. Bird is going to get blown up in the back there by Elusive. Blood trying to get something back, but ultimate there over the top for Wojtek as well. So much damage being done. Elusive picked up there by the Ashe. Double kill coming there for him as Reform Bully now is trying to just rip any CC on the Rook Stout. 2J picks up that kill. Wojtek and Music X now have to run. Trying to get out. Blood is not done though. Cannot land the Infernal Chains. Goes through the Q. Cannot land it. He should be back up. As he just blows up Wojtek. Double kill, I think, for Blood as well. That is a 4-for-1.
Blood.
And that means third Dragon, Soul Point. And now this could actually be Baron. They could even spell this to more, right? We do have the hook there, or the Lantern. They're going over to Baron, right? This should be an easy Baron, no contest. Rook Stout's only up in 10 seconds. There's no damage anywhere on the map for Team Just Club. They get this Baron, they should spell this into maybe even an inhibitor turret.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, leaving up the Udyr that was a mistake. An absolute mistake. You got to pick your poison a little bit, and giving this power pick over to TJ, I think is a huge mistake. Oh, they're peeling off it though.
Yeah, maybe they just thought they didn't have enough damage. Not really the champions that do that enough damage, at least at this point in the game. But we will see another cage there by Veigar. We'll get some kind of, well, not too much with the shield coming there for Droid, but at least they didn't lose Baron for Chess Club, right? Only lost a Dragon. It's not sold just yet. They have 5 more minutes to scale into the game. Look for a good pick or two before.
Yeah, and
a great team fight win. Maybe you get yourself back into the game.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that in that last fight, Luciv definitely jumped in a little too early. I understand the idea of wanting to assassinate the Veigar, get him out of the fight, etc. But you lose the whole setup of this comp is you've got all of this great DC heavy front lines that let you front to back effectively, and you lose that the second you jump at the back line. So I don't know. I think that was a little bit ambitious. This Xerath is not to the point yet where he can serve as a singular carry for his team, and I don't know. I think that it was just a little too ambitious.
And we saw how that team fight went, right? Wojtek was safe in the back. Everyone was basically grouped up there in the entrance to the river, and Luciv going in the back. Blood immediately turns with the help of the Ashe, picks him off, and yeah, there's just so much less damage, and there's really nothing that Team Chess Club can do. So I definitely agree with you. Luciv needs to make sure that he engages when there's no potential for him to get picked off right away. Especially if that means he's on the opposite side of the team fight, right?
Yeah.
Flanking AD carries don't really work. So he needs to make sure that he plays these fights very, very safe.
Well, they can work. It's just the difference between a 5-kill AD carry and a 13-kill AD carry.
That's fair. Definitely fair. But we will have Team Chess Club getting into the top river, clearing out this vision. TJ and Reform Bully are here, but not the rest of the team are. Veigar is trying to come up from the bot river, so duration engagement would be the worst.
One of the other challenges that they're already running into is the fact that in these fights, or in these objective fights, I'll say, there's really no. Okay. Is this fight happening, or?
It actually might be. TJ goes in there.
I don't know if they
over the top. Rook Stout very, very low HP. Blood almost gets a Q execute there, but Luciv doing so much damage. Rook picks up Rook Stout, dives into the back line there, and now Luciv picks up TJ, but he actually is still alive. Double kill there, going over for Verd. 4v3. Fight still going on. They might be looking to. Yeah, I don't think they can get Baron yet. TJ is down. We will have Blood cleaning up the vision of the Baron pit. Pick off there, as we do have flash in there from Droid.
He did manage
over his life.
He needed to shield first. Oh no, that minion!
Yeah, minion blocks there. We do have the little bit of poke from Wojtek to maybe stop any of the potential dive there. But yeah, Droid gives his life over to protect Wojtek. But this means that this could be an inhibitor turret falling down. No mana there for Wojtek. We will have pings there into the top river. Most likely just trying to take the jungle there of Rook Stout. But that was a really decent fight there for Team Chess Club. Luciv stayed alive for so long. Picked off Verd. But unfortunately, Droid and Rook Stout got picked off.
Picked up TJ.
Yeah, picked up TJ, yeah, sorry. And Verd got the double kill. So it was looking like a really, really decent fight. But I think Summoner spells were just not summoner spells. Summoner abilities were landed there on the side of Team Verge the Word. So they have to make sure that they play a little bit of a similar fight, make sure they have the potential to re-engage when they're engaged upon there by TJ and Blood.
Yeah, Elusive is just nomming up all this farm. He still has like that 40 CS lead on Kaisa. It's just, on Ash. It's just not enough at this point. Yeah, it's rough. It's really, really rough. I think that in retrospect, they probably should have put, frankly, they probably should have put Rick Stout on a jungler who could at least farm comparably to Udyr. Like there are others, like there's Skarner, there's Olaf or something, but something where he doesn't end up like horribly far behind.
Yeah, engage there from UCX though. We will have the Ornal coming through, but unfortunately,
yeah,
they just
peeled that off really quickly.
Peel back. Looks like Owens got cut out there by the Veigar cage, but he was fine. Dragon is spawning in 5 seconds. Blood just looking for some damage there over the wall, as we will have everyone just kind of stand here again in that top jungle entrance. Music X though is caught in the cage, as we see Blood down into the back line. Music X though will try to keep healing. Yeah, TJ is very, very low HP. Blood going in though. Hook lands onto Music X. Exploit just 1. We'll be able to pick up 2 there on that double kill. Going for Droid now is so low HP. Kaisa going in, but just gets CC beforehand. Blood triple kill. Great cage there. He will be shut down though, but that means will fall.
No.
Only Vortex Blast, and this means Dragon Soul going over to Where's the Word. Wojtek just getting a little bit of a 1v1 there onto Verd, but unfortunately...
What did I tell you? Like, they're gonna pick Viger. Viger is not gonna allow the Kaisa to like fly through this cage. Sure enough, critical fight, the opportunity to take out Blood and potentially get away, immediately gets stunned and dies.
Yep, and TJ and Devious now are on the Baron, and I believe they can 2v1 this. Especially with 2 members dead, right? All the damage is gone. We do have
that'd be a slow 2v1.
Yeah, it's a slow 2v1. We do have the Veigar here, but I'm not sure how much damage it does. A little bit.
No, he does a decent. They'll be fine. It's just not as fast as they might otherwise want it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was a really, really solid fight, right? Blood got in there, got into the back line. They, waited till all the...
TJ got into the back line. That was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they got the shutdown onto Blood, but unfortunately, this Ashe is just so strong. Veigar is scaling up, will have so much damage there onto his Q. And obviously Blood is just doing Blood things. 6-1 and 5, 6-1 and 9 Ashe. I mean, the gold lead now is 10k Mountain Soul, and they have Baron too. Like, there's really not much else the team needs to close out the game.
Yeah. And I think that somebody in the chat already recognized this, but poor Rook Stout doesn't even have boots. What is the... Wait. Wojtek got Merc Treads. Okay, yeah, I guess I can see it, but... So here's the problem. Wojtek, if he's positioning well, should not need Merc Treads. He has Cleanse for like the one-off situations where he gets caught out and such. You do not need Merc Treads, because if you get hit with CC, being able to reduce that CC is not relevant. You will die. You'll just die maybe a second later.
Yeah, and
that I think is a huge mistake, and may explain why he's not doing any damage.
Yeah, on normal match time will go a long way, right? We have the engage here now from TJ going into Rook Stout, doing not that much damage though. Blood is here, Hook does not land there from the form bully, so really just trying to look for something at least, but need this to get a little bit closer. But like you said, I think Magic Pen would be better on his boots. Simply because there is a lot of already MR there on the side of Burst of Word, right? You have the finished Banshesville on...
Well, but look at how little his Q is doing. His Q is barely breaking the shields. Oh, and now he died.
And that was a really great W there from Blood. Took there from the form bully. Now the engage is not done. Lucev taking a little bit of poke. George has to look for a reset now, as he is very, very low HP, as they are looking to push on to this inhibitor turret. Blood now with his team. Just lend the minions to the job. Can't really walk up too far, as Team Tuscan is trying to poke out this wave as much as possible. Hook does land. TJ will be able to get a little bit of poke. You have the Infernal Chains.
Oh, goodbye, Ord!
Flash away. Actually, he won't be able to live. Ultimate does go over the top, so he won't need to make sure he doesn't engage anymore. 0 HP will hopefully at least push off a little bit, but...
Yeah,
Veigar top side, uncontested, picks up that top inhibitor. And now this bottom inhibitor will be going over to versus the word as well, and the and the engage is not over. Blood on the reset just immediately goes in onto Lucid. Huge engage from everybody. Great cape there from the Veigar. Lucid tries to get out. Quickly get on. Music X will be falling here to Blood very, very shortly. Looks out now should be the next one to follow. He is being chased on. Latch ult does not land. As now Blood will be able to finish off. Double kill there for the Veigar. As now Wojtek is next. Flashes away. Droid and Himar can only wait and watch as their next turret will fall. Cage will at least capture him in his fountain, but shut down onto the Veigar is nice to finish off. But this is a great game 2 there. Versus the word, close it out.
I guess caster curse continuing. Here I am singing the praises of Verse the Words comp in advance. I'll be honest, I didn't expect Seji to be down 40 CS and 4 levels at like the 15-minute mark. What can I say? Yeah, that dominant performance by Vert is the word. Lots of that customary like Blood teleports, TJ like just dominating the jungle matchup, Verd being unflappable in mid lane. Devious put him on a solid utility carry. Yeah, it's like all around. They hit all the right notes. And
yeah, definitely. And I mean, these damage charts look identical to game 1, except the side of Team Chess Club has less damage on the other side.
Yeah, and Luciv doesn't have like just a dominant damage statistic.
Yeah, and I think this shows like because they did not fall down early, they were able to just use their natural advantages and just win, right? It was really, really well played for the first game because of Rookstop. But unfortunately, Sejuani did not have an easy time, right? Sejuani this game is a cursed champion. You pick Sejuani, you lose. That's what we've learned so far.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's see who picks it in game 3.
Yeah, hopefully neither. Rookstop needs a little bit more priority, right? I think the Rammus is fine. Pick a nice high
the crazy
priority
thing is he had priority. He was part of the first cycle. And they put him on Sejuani. It's like,
well, yeah, I mean, not priority, I guess, in that sense, but like a higher priority champion in the jungle,
in general,
right?
yeah, like a more meta, more
Give him Hecarim. I mean, even putting back on the Rammus, right? The Rammus worked really, really well, and I think into these champions, I don't think so. Well too.
There were 2 mistakes I think that were made in this draft. One of them is I think that you kind of have to bite the bullet and give up the Darius ban to ban out the Udyr. I think like all of Blood's champions are good. Give him the one that give him as Darius and just play something smart into it. Or you have to ban the damn Viger. I called it like 3 picks away. It's like this is the exact comp they've run like 3 times. Recognize that it's coming and pick your bans intelligently.
Unfortunately, yeah, they did not do their homework. Unfortunately,
yes.
So that will be game 2 going over to Versus the Word, which means we are on for Silver Scrapes. Game 3 will be shortly to decide who moves on and who goes home. So stick around, you won't want to miss it.
Legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, relentless, you survive. They never lose hope when everything's cold and the fighting's near. It's deep in their bones, they'll rot into smoke when the fire is fierce. Oh, pick yourself up, 'cause legends never die. When the world is calling you, can you hear them screaming out your name? Legends never die. They become a part of you. Every time you bleed for reaching greatness, legends never die. They're written down in eternity, but you'll never see the price it costs.
Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to the Tilt Champions League. We are here for Game 3, Finals Life on the line. Team Chess Club and Virtus the Word. Chess Club got a great, I think, surprise win, Game 1. Unfortunately, did not have their same advantages early, which meant that Virtus the Word's team was able to, regain, refresh, and they were able to have a really, really strong Game 2. So now into Game 3, reset on the table, right? Essentially 0-0. Both these teams need to find what worked for their wins and try to, just repeat that for Game 3.
Yeah, and I actually need to see production. What is the who gets blue side this time? Because I think that's going to be really telling about how this ends up panning out, at least from like a pick ban strategy perspective. Chess Club is back on blue side. Okay, so that is very promising for them. They don't have to worry about banning out both the Wukong, Darius, Udyr, etc. Because then they can just first pick it away. I'm curious to see how Virtus the Word responds. They've actually, it's interesting. They banned the Seraphine both games, both when they had first pick and when they didn't. I'm pretty convinced that the Seraphine comes out this time, and I'm curious or they just leave up a ton of prio picks and see what makes it through the screen. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, if there was a time to pull it out, it would be now, right?
Yeah.
And I know you've touched on maybe don't ban any of the Darius and Blood. I honestly think you should ban Darius. Don't ban the Wukong.
No.
I think Wukong has a lot of similarities to Aatrox. I honestly think Aatrox is better than Wukong in a lot of situations. I think he has a lot more healing that he can do, and I think Wukong is a much better counter pick than he is just a solid pick, right? I think you can leave the Wukong, pick a matchup that the Wukong can't just do well in, right? Because no matter who Blood picks, he's going to play well. We've seen him play Aatrox into Ornn 2 times in a row. He's played the same. He's played very, very well.
I disagree. The Wukong's ability to get onto the back line and just tear an AD carry apart or a mid laner apart is incredibly strong. And unlike an Aatrox who basically just has to run in and hope his healing's going to be enough, Wukong with his stealth, with his jump, there's so many tools to enable flanks, and Blood is already so good at flanks. You can't let him have that. Well, I'm firmly of the opinion that the Wukong is the must ban against Blood. Not
for me,
Darius.
I would say Aatrox can get into the back line just as well, right? And I would again say Aatrox I think is better champion in general to the Wukong. If it were my team, I wouldn't ban it because I would obviously I would
you just beat it.
I would just beat him. Yeah, exactly. But I don't foresee any different bans here, right? I would assume as real we see the Wukong, Darius, and the Zillion. And I believe the rest of the bans would. I probably would want to see an Ori ban round 1, because if there was a game that we would have the Wojtek Ori, it would be this game. So I assume.
I don't think he doesn't. They need Wojtek to be the one providing a little bit of priority though, because Luciv and Droid don't generally win their lane, at least not in like the traditional stomp lane sense. And Music certainly is not going to be winning lane against Blood. At least you don't plan for it.
Well, in
So
the
you
scope
need
of, in the
one
scope,
lane that's able to generate that prio and roam.
I mean, in the scope of this game, Lucif and Droid have one lane each game.
Okay, but yes,
both
that's
games
true.
they won.
That's true. Yes, that's true.
So I don't think they need to really do anything. I think Oriana as a champion is just really, really good. Not only for like if you land
Banning
just
the therapy, okay.
Combined CC. Wojtek is Wojtek has had his best games on Oriana. If you need a game for Wojtek to just immediately carry your team, this is the game for it to happen, right? When your life is on the line. And like I said, Lucif and George have won both bot lanes. They out CS them, even though they I think
this is
won
a
every
smart
2v2.
pick. I think this is a very smart pick.
Yeah. I think the Thresh is good for both of these players. Getting that onto Jordan immediately is really, really smart, right? This opens up a lot of abilities or opportunities for what Rookstout and Wojtek want, right? I assume we're going to see honestly, they could pick the Kaisa, but if they want to go for Ash again, that's fine. He played well in Ash. I assume we'll go. I would have guessed
Ash
Maokai.
Galio, interesting.
Yeah, that's a lot of CC, right? And that's a lot of.
That's a support Galio also.
Yeah, I would
placing my money
Galio.
here.
Yeah. I mean, Vert does like to play support champions. At least.
Yeah, but I think we're gonna see another Viger out of Verd.
Yeah, and so I would definitely think this is going support. But what I want to see looks out on a more proactive jungler, right? No Sejuani. Give me something that can do more. Something that has either high meta. That's what I want to see right there. Give me the Oriana. I'm calling it.
We're going to be seeing
that's what Wojtek needs. I want the Hecarim, right? That's what you need to do. Throw the ball onto the Hecarim. He dives the backline. You just win. If I don't pick Hecarim here, I'm disappointed. You don't need to pick your AD carry. Lucif plays enough. Just pick the champions that you need in other lanes, right? There needs to be an Oriana here. He can play Kai'Sa. He can play Jhin. He can play Lucian. They're all up. They can't ban all three. And
I guess they disagree. Getting the Kaisa for Lucid to put him in a strong position. Yeah. I think that if they're smart, Vert is the word, picks Viger here. They've shown the Oriana, like they know this is the trifecta, like the tanky peel support, the Ashe. This is the Viger that needs to come now, because if not, it will get banned away. I think.
Ooh,
yep, there it is.
Yeah. This would most likely mean that obviously we're probably going to see another Blood Aatrox. I wouldn't be surprised. Because I would assume Music X goes Ornn or Volibear. Ornn ban means he'll probably go Volibear, and if they don't ban it, most likely we will see TJ on a tank. I think just with comp-wise, that's just kind of how it seems it'll go. Could go for, he could go Sejuani if he wanted to. He could also go J4.
I hope he doesn't go Sejuani.
I hope so too. I wouldn't hate an Aatrox ban here, just maybe force Blood into something different.
Actually, do you know what would be interesting though for Music X? Malphite.
Go for it.
Malphite to enable that Oriana.
If you pick Malphite into 2 AP, you're trolling.
I disagree. You need 2 AP doesn't mean shit if you're able to land like a Malphite ult on the Viger with the Oriana ult.
That's fair. I just think I have played enough Malphite games to know how little prio you have until you scale into the game, where Blood he will get so much prio and so much abuse there on Music X. I don't think he can.
That's the case regardless though. Blood is always gonna have prio and abuse Music X.
Sure, but he's gonna do it even more so to where he will get multiple solo kills, which you don't want to see. Oh, they banned me. I guess ban Hecarim is fine, right? Because TJ could
TJ is gonna have the first pick here.
Yeah. We will see.
Here's the problem though. They don't have a ball delivery yet, and it's got to come. It's got to come either from the jungle or from Music X. Probably both, actually. I'm assuming that Jarvan would be on the table. Jarvan would be a solid choice there to deliver the ball. And they've said it. They sort of circumvented it with the Elise, who has it was similar early game jungle, a little higher damage than Jarvan. It's very, very AP heavy. We got the Galio, the Viger, and the Elise, which I think, to your point, nixes out the Malphite somewhat.
Yeah,
I still think that it would be a potent pick. I just don't know that they're gonna pick it now into so much AP.
Yeah, I mean, with 3 AP, you just can't afford to go in anymore. That's fine. Nunu's good, tanky. Not really the the ball delivery you want, but I would
Oh
assume you
gosh, I
have
do
to
not
see.
agree with this. I do
Oh
not
no, no,
agree
no,
with this
no, 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 no.
one
He's not going
bit.
Jace. He's not going Jace. 100%, he's not going Jace.
I
would
mean,
assume
Music
he-
X is an old school Jace player. Like, don't count
if
it out.
if he's going Jace, this game is over, and Virtus the Ward has this win in the bag. I would assume he goes Volleyball here because they need some kind of delivery. I assume it's going to switch at the last second. Cho'Gath is fine, but
They
now
still
kind of,
don't have a ball delivery.
yeah,
Who is
unfortunately,
supposed to deliver this ball?
yeah, yeah.
Kaisa can deliver the ball, I guess, but it's like the Nunu. Why? Jarvan
Um,
4 was right there.
yeah,
And I
J4 would have
grant
been good.
and I grant it's difficult to have Jarvan 4 deliver like through a Viger cage. But I'm not convinced that it's all that much easier with a Nunu.
And now we see the Blood Volibear, so this would be this is a really, I think both these comps are interesting in their own ways. I think I really, really liked TCC's comp up to this point, but again, there's just, number one, there's just not good ball delivery, right? If they had a better ball delivery, I would probably favor them a little bit, because if they ever catch Veigar or Ashe, it's just game over. But on the other side, there is a lot of engage. You have the Galio, you have the Volibear, and if Elise gets ahead, right, she's an early game.
You just got tons
Gunner.
and tons of pick.
Yeah, and obviously we've seen how the Veigar and the Ashe work. So this is a game where, probably just simply because there is really no good ball delivery, I have to favor Virtus the Word.
I think it's Virtus the Word as well.
Yeah, but I think this is going to be just another game of execution, right? Nunu has a lot of similarities to Rammus in the ways that she ganks. Not as easily, but she can obviously, just snowball you down.
Are you calling Nunu a she?
Well, Nunu and Willem, so I guess Willem is a she, and that's what the picture is, but...
Is it?
Is it Nunu
Wait,
a she?
is Willem a she? I thought they were both guys.
No, Nunu... No. The voice is young enough to where it sounds like a female to me. Regardless,
and so is Ash Ketchum, I suppose.
that's what. Well,
true, actually true.
It is actually voiced by a woman, but
I know.
For this though, I think it's gonna be execution, right? If we could get some good early ganks from the Nunu, if Cho'Gath doesn't, fall behind with maybe some, Elise, early ganks as well, this would work really well, right? I think Ashe and Galio will lose a 2v2 because Droid is. We saw how he played on game 1 with the Thresh. We've also seen the Kaisa game 1 Thresh. It's going to be really, really good. And as long as Orianna just plays safe, she will be strong late game, but it's going to be harder for them to win the game than it will be for Virtus the Word. So we'll be curious to see how the game goes.
Yeah, and Production's making a good point here. It's not especially easy for Virtus the Word to kill the Nunu or the Cho'Gath, but I think that they have a lot more tools to do it, if that makes sense. Like, the Ashe, the Viger, the Elise does percent health damage, the Volibear. Like, there's a lot of people that on the front line, and the Viger cage I think is going to buy the combination of Viger cage, Galio ultimate. There's a lot of CC that will buy them quite a bit of time on that. The big question is whether or not, without a ball delivery system, Orianna is able to get those really clean shockwaves. If she can, or if Luciv gets off to an early lead like he did in game 1. I think that the Chess Club is very well positioned to still potentially take this. I think that this is a game where I think that the longer the game goes without, or the longer the game goes, the less obvious it is how Chess Club starts fights against a Viger, Ashe, Elise, Galio comp. And I think that that it swings in Virtus the Word's favor as a result. Plus, obviously, Viger infinitely scaling, lots of fun. Though Production, I'm actually a little curious. You're an Orianna connoisseur, as it were. What do you think of the Orianna Viger matchup? And feel free to let the viewers at home hear your lovely voice.
Is this thing a? Yeah, I think the Ori totally destroys that matchup. Level 7 onward.
Okay, good. So there is it's not a case where Wojtek is just going to slowly get choked out. We're actually going to get some good tussles here.
Right, and I think even though there is really no easy ball delivery for a good engaged team fight, I mean you can still get some. You can Classic Ori is just you land a good team fight in an alt, right? You don't need I think at least to me what I've seen more in like the pro scene, Ori ball delivery is much more common now to whereas before it was just can you land a team fighting in team fights, and Wojtek can do that, right? He's done it before, and I think just with the nature of what their comp wants to do, at least on the side of First the Word, he has that potential. But on the other side of the coin, if one CC lands again for First the Word, there's so much follow up, right? You land the cage, we have some kind of maybe blood ults in, we have the Galio over the top, like there's just so much, and it's going to be. Like I said, I think this is going to be a execution game, and the question is who's going to be doing it better.
And a lot of vision control as well. Like if the chess club can get those early turrets down, establish a clean vision line, control the vision around the objectives, it becomes a completely different game than if they have to blindly walk into each of them. And that's going to come down to how well or how poorly their lanes perform.
And one thing that makes me really, really sad is there is no invades. We've had the boring 5-point start, so we will have more of that.
For our viewers at home, Blood is a very, very big fan of invades. He is very, very, normally really bloodthirsty about this, no pun intended. He really likes to get in there, tussle, try to pick up those first Bloods level 1. I'm, of course, kidding. Blood hates level 1s. When I was on his team, I don't think he let us do a single level 1 invade. He's firmly of the opinion that unless you're going in to drop a ward, it is not worth it. And you know what? There's some truth to that. But the fact that no team is willing to kind of roll the dice a little bit does make me question their courageous fiber a bit.
I think there's definitely games where like an invade makes sense, right? This game probably, well, I guess you could argue maybe, right? There would be enough slows in CC on the side of Where's the Word.
But they're not even going to try to bait out a hook or something. Lame.
I think Blood maybe just realizes the nature of the players and the skill in this league to know hey, just maybe some people will just have natural disadvantages. Let's not make it worse. So we won't do anything early. No need to get crazy. We'll play the game that we know that we can play well, and we'll be fine. So no need to potentially throw the game level 1. But
did they even try to hide the? Did they even try to hide the leash there? Music X showed up very late to lane. I don't know about that.
Maybe not. I mean, even though it does, we'll have to see how these lanes go. Obviously, top lane's just going to be probably just back and forth.
It just occurred to me. It just occurred to me that if he manages to lose this game, Blood will have been knocked out of both TCC playoffs by a Cho'Gath top laner. Yep. Last time it was Sir Stu popping off on Cho'Gath. Oh my god.
Hey, maybe history repeats itself, right?
I certainly am going to claim that's the reason if that's what happens.
We do have
Bird.
Ooh, he does land the snowball, but unfortunately, it is too far under tower for it to matter. But this is good.
I think
from what's out.
Yeah, and I think that Bird actually landed the what do you call it? Music X. This is where you flash, my man.
No, he's fine. TJ can't get there in time, and if he goes to the flash, he's already in the minion wave to where it doesn't matter, right? So that's a burn flash from TJ.
Yeah, TJ did flash there. I'm actually a little surprised. Normally, I think the safe play there, if your Music X, is to flash out, but he kept it real cool, just strolled right on out. That was interesting because TJ actually tried a really nifty trick there.
Actually, I think that hook would have missed. So I'm not sure if Reform Bully needs.
Yeah, but he's everyone's really on edge this game. I think they're all nervous about making that mistake that throws it.
Cage does capture Wojtek in, and TJ is here. Does land the cocoon, and that means Wojtek. Ooh, does fall down just barely there. Bird picks up that kill, so great gank there from TJ. No flash needed for that one.
Yeah, no, that was very, very well done. Wait.
Ooh, great hook from Boyd. That was a really great pickoff. TJ needs to run away. Cage cannot stop it. Rookstad with a pickoff. But Music X now is going to just die to blood. Got a little bit too overconfident. He has to flash, actually. He does flash. Great flash away.
And Blood didn't have the flash. He must have used it as part of an engage or something.
Yeah, maybe he tried to finish off Music X there, or at least maybe get on top of him. Thought I could blow him up. But yeah, I think There's no need for Music X to flash there originally. He has the Q, the Rupture knockup. He was fine, right? After Blood already burned his Q, he had nothing to be scared about, right? The wave was almost already there. Just Q him, you're fine. You're tanky enough early to be fine, but...
Wait, they're fighting this. They're fighting this.
3v3.
Oh,
You have these two-man talk there. TJ is going to be able to almost actually. No, Rook's out barely gets away. He will have the ball.
He did not get away.
He picks up the kill. WSO. 1 HP there. We will see the flash from Joy. Loser picks up the kill. Not done. No, Big Arcade is here. I believe the TP is in behind. Wojtek picks up the Form Bully. As TJ is so very low. Almost falls. Jordan is 1 auto. He can't catch up though. W will actually dodge it, but Hook actually lands. Wait, he could die here. Oh no! So close. TJ with a great double kill. Then I say, what was that? 3 for 2? I mean, that was this is just for a game where
wait.
Game 3.
What is going on top lane?
Well, Music X got on a reset, right? Did not TP the lane, walked back, and Blood has no mana, so he can't really do anything. And Cho'Gath and Volibear both damage early, right? It's surprising amount of damage. So it's not surprising that Blood would be low HP on the reset, but I mean, for a game where we would have guessed that maybe they're going to play a little bit slower because they're nervous, it's just an all-out brawl.
Yeah, no, and a lot of very, very clean and collected plays there. I think that Droid, like, it looked a little awkward with Droid, like, just chasing at high speeds after the Elise not being able to get there. It looked uncomfortable, but honestly, like, you're not running away from that Viger. It's very unlikely you get out of that. You gotta at least try to go for the trade kill. The problem is that puts that Viger at 2-0-2, and the Elise at 3-1-2. That's a very, very strong start for these AP threats. And this also means that Viger gets to level 6 first. A lot of threat there.
Yeah, and here's the real problem. It was a great pickoff on TJ, right? That was really, really good. I'm not sure if they need to force a 3v3 because Orc had TP, he TP'd flank. Music X did not TP, right? If he TP's in there, that game that goes differently, and I think he should have TP'd.
Well, no, remember, the Music X had to run away with the splash. Remember?
Ooh, Blood just gets an easy soul kill there, level 6 prio, and a low Cho'Gath means you just died there. Even though, yes, he did have to flash away, he was on a reset white, and he walked back to lane, so during that fight, I think he could have easily TP'd. I'm pretty sure there was like a close by ward relatively to where he could have joined, but I'm pretty sure also they could have just thrown down the ward too. I think it was really well, that was a really great taunt there. Stops the potential engagement onto Devious, but a great engagement.
He stuns them though. They're gonna turn. They're gonna turn.
Ooh, actually, they do just enough damage. He will die to the ignite. That's a really, really solid 3v2 pickup.
Oh, that Elise though is top. Elise is looking for a dive up here, or at the very least a gank.
Yeah, and this is what you want to see, right? Push Music X down farther. Elise wants to go for these early ganks, right? Blood is very, very strong. He does not have the ult, unfortunately, but they can blow up Music X. He is not that tanky. He only has the Bramble. TJ is just chilling in the bush. Music X is not really... Okay!
No!
Oh, no! Oh, no! Music X! And now he's just going to die, probably. He does get caught there.
He had the right instincts there. It's just...
Oh, no. Oh, that was so hard to watch. Oh,
no.
God.
Very, very good patience. They do get the dragon bot side though for the troubles. So they're spending a lot of resources. Really put this Cho'Gath behind, put the Volibear ahead, but they are giving up a little on the map for it. And the gold lead, they've got a decent gold lead at this point. For Vert is the word. I'm curious though as the game progresses how much sway this Volibear is going to have because
knowing the game that I play against Blood, where I might be beating him in lane, but he won the game later. He's a really good Volibear, right? Not only that, he's already up 2-0, so he's farther ahead than he's been in any other game. Yeah. And Volibear is just such an annoying champion, right? If he just gets full tank and he gets 3 items, he's just gonna be unkillable, right? He has so much follow up, so much damage on the rest of his members. We have another cage, but flash up from Wojtek will mean he can probably get away here. With Rookstout's help, he should be able to get away just fine. TJ, though, is not... Looks like he's not done. We'll just throw the ward there, but Rookstout will clear it. But yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really tough game. If Team Chess Cup does not, stem the bleeding, make sure they slow it down a little bit, and maybe just try to build advantages in the bot lane, or maybe try to help Wojtek in mid lane.
Well, and this is the one challenge with the Orion is that you do not, this doesn't put Wojtek in the position to win early. Plus, he's against an early game jungler. Viger, as our lovely producer pointed out, has an advantage on this in this matchup early on. It's just difficult. It's a very difficult position they're putting him in. And now it looks like we got some action bot lane.
Yeah, we do have a great engage there from TJ and from Perform Bully. Just blows up Troy. This is will be able to get out just fine, but that means this could be Rift Trail there for Rookstop. He will need help, most likely, in case someone comes, but actually should be fine, as Music X should be able to hopefully keep Blood in lane enough to where it shouldn't matter. Void's not going to reset, though. No, actually, he will stay. He might just fake the back, but Blood might actually
the Blood's going on a little adventure.
Yeah, and Rookstop will have to leave because he does not have Prowl mid lane. Well, kind of. Not really, but Music X here means they should be able to secure this with the help of Wojtek as well. So just pop the thing, pop your smite, there you go. Awesome. But yeah, engagement from Blood. Wojtek is very, very low HP.
There's no mana!
No mana, but he should be able to get out just fine. Rookstop will be able to flash. Oh wow, that's a really,
no,
really
they
strong
didn't
flash.
get it though! They didn't get it!
Yeah, that was really unfortunate. You know, it was a great smite, just back off
Troy,
and get it
Troy, go for it! No!
No, there's no way to go for it this early. Yeah, so...
oh, that sucks.
I guess they at least denied it, but yeah, I mean, as soon as they popped it with a smite, just go pick it up.
Yeah,
because I want
like,
that fight.
I think Music should have been the one to go collect it. He wasn't really involved in that. Nunu was using his ultimate to sort of zone out and make sure Wojtek got out in one piece. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Still, good play by Blood. I love what he does, where as soon as the wave is pushed in, he doesn't stick around in his turret. He always goes and checks. Plus, frankly speaking, he knows that he's up. He knows the advantage that he has.
Yeah, and plus, knowing that the gank just happened bot lane, it was a good assumption to think, okay, well, they have to build some kind of advantage on the other side of the map. So it was a really good heads-up play to just at least check it. But, on the other hand, I would have liked to see Music X at least try to, you know, keep Blood in lane, right? Try to at least trade your HP to make sure that you could secure that without dying. Because forcing him to, like, you know, let that wave push into his tower meant that Blood got a free roam, meant that that happened. So, Wojtek also could have done the same and not maybe just fake a back, but could have been a little bit more coordinated.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I think that the chess club isn't out of this yet. They're making the right plays. They're being cautious. Wojtek has some time to come online. The Elise will fall off as this game progresses. Just the nature of the beast. They think that they're being sneaky walking into here, but there's some really nice wards that Ver's the Word placed down that have them well positioned to avoid this. Oh no, and now they're not going to check, are they? They're not going to check.
That is a great two-man taunt. You there onto Lucid. We'll be able to get out, but Jordan will not be able to. As TJ waiting in the wings, great pick. Wojtek will be caged in, but he should be able to get out.
Wojtek needs to get out of there.
Yeah, he's being a little. He's dancing with the devil right now as a flash engage from TJ forces out the cleanse. Music X still flashes away there from the taunt there from Reform Bully. So great flashes burn, but Wojtek caught again. Does not have the ultimate. 10 just gets blown up there. Great follow up.
He did have the ultimate. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, should just go for the ultimate, right?
Good, still very heads up by Bird, but Wojtek, like, this is your champion. This is the one you early picked.
At the very least, he would have burned Veigar's flash, and maybe that would have meant he would have lived. But I mean, yeah, these guys are just overstaying, and Ver's the Word is just capitalizing so well. And I believe this is second track going over to Ver's the Word, maybe first, but this is
your jungler is in here.
I mean, he's clearing the ward. I think they know that they're not going to come after him. They'll be able to get out just fine. But Blood has 4 tower plays to his name now. Actually, that was their first dragon, as they got the Ocean first, which means we are on a... Was that Infernal, or was this Cloud? I think it was Cloud.
Why Music didn't feast either?
Yeah, he should be burning. Maybe he's just holding on to in case...
Maybe he's holding it for a fight with Blood, but... I don't know, like,
using at this point.
You definitely want to be using that, because his big value is going to be hitting that. Oh, jeez. We got Blood moving in. Jeez, oh my gosh!
Burns the ultimate there to check it out. Flash there from Blood. Ooh, that's a great munch, and that means he gets away.
Wow!
Ooh, that was really well played, but wait.
It was this...
This is why you want the munch. Just put the ease down. You should be able to kill him. No problem, right? You have... Oh, he doesn't have the ult. Oh, he burned it, probably getting a minion, but that's just fine. Just down Blood. Hey, really, really well played, right? Rookstout played that super, super well. Got flash
TJ, no!
TJ's here, though. throws down the smite, cocoons him, and he's just dead. Wojtek is here, but unfortunately does not realize that. Oh my god! Wow, plays around. Wow! No, Wojtek played around that cage so very well. Great lantern there from Droid. 4 members are here.
I don't even know if Wojtek played around the cage. He just ignored the cage. He just was like, ah! I don't even know if he was aware that Viger was in there, but that was hilarious.
No,
that was amazing.
He definitely wasn't, but he played around the cage well when he was thrown down. But, I mean, hey,
everyone always expects you to run.
They got the blood shutdown. That's good. You want to get shutdowns. Unfortunately, Wookshout still dies in the end. But, you know, it's a 4K gold lead. We do have Yusuf almost getting the 1v1 there into Devious, but Reform Bully, we'll keep him alive. But, unfortunately, this means that this... Well,
Wait,
Blood actually might die to Mutant X. Okay, Blood should die here. Ooh, I don't know. He actually does a lot of damage. He should have kept the shield there and looked to fight because... Yeah, this is why. Because he just does so much damage. Music X is so low HP.
Run, Music!
He can get out. He did have the ult back up, I think, soon, but I'm not sure if it came up in that fight to where it would have mattered. But, I mean... Oh yeah, it didn't have mana too. That's also important.
Jeez, that's rough. Because that was a golden opportunity to absolutely end Blood.
Yeah, I think he was just too far behind, right? Blood has his first item. He has the double armor. I don't think Cho'Gath just would have... Well, I guess double armor doesn't matter if you're AP champion, but...
Or against the Beast.
True. I mean, I think he's just too far behind for him to really constitute going for any fights, right? Volibear does so much damage now with the completed Divine Sunderer.
Full turret gold also to lose. He's
the one shining light here for Team Chess Club.
Oh no, Rook!
Ooh.
Rook, it's a trap!
He should be able to get out the final. Yep, he knows. He will be able to snowball himself out, but I mean, yeah, this is a really, really tough game now for Team Chess Club. They have to go for a really, really great team fight, right? They need a perfect shockwave into Elusive, diving the back line and blowing them up. Or they need a pick.
I don't know that it's it's an incredibly... Oh shoot, Wojtek, no!
Ooh, that's a great blend, but unfortunately I don't know if he can live from this. Ooh, flashes away.
Yeah.
Droid was there, so maybe he didn't need the flash, but we'll flash on the left.
It's about sending the message that I'm exposable next time.
Something like that. We do have the Nunu there just now to support, but yeah, I mean, they need to play around Elusive right now. He is the one member, I guess, outside of Wojtek who's just been farming well. But unfortunately, they just died a lot in the other lanes. I guess Hook lands there into Reform Void, but there's oh my god, Droid loses almost all of his HP immediately. We do have so much damage there onto the Elise. You have the ultimate there coming in. Wojtek will get the ultimate there. Ooh, really great follow-up there. Shutdown goes over to Wojtek. Great,
careful, Droid.
Follow-up. Yeah, there's
we got a mini death push.
If they just go for this tower, what they should do,
they should rotate down to Dragon after that. Is probably what they should
definitely.
do.
We'll have the great.
Wait, shoot!
TJ,
holy!
He does have this stopwatch. He will be able to live a little bit. He will go into the great Q there from Rookstock. Shuts down TJ. This should be free.
Give Droid the raise, man.
Yeah, like I said, Droid's been popping off on his landing all these great hooks. TJ, I maybe didn't think he overconfidence really gets to you. I think that's one of TJ's faults. So he will be hooked there. Great shutdown again.
It was a very unsafe angle he took. And he didn't need to. Like, Blood is off getting the Rift Herald. They do need to send somebody up there to match him, though. Otherwise, that turret is going to get torn apart.
So he should stay here, could get the ult onto the dragon, and then TP back top. But yeah, actually, it doesn't matter because
he will lose the turret for that. Yeah.
Yeah. He'll hopefully at least keep the Interpreter turret. That should be all that matters. But TP's back in time just before the tower will fall, so we should be able to stop it before turret is dead. Yep. So that's decent. Blood should have no worries about anything. Because
wait, did he auto or feast it? I'm so confused.
He should. Ooh, really great
combo!
Yep. Blood, though, is here. Ult onto no one.
Wait, that doesn't hit anyone!
Ooh, Blood had no mana either. What damage was he going to do? He had no potential, no E.
That almost was very bad for Blood.
Yeah, he got I think they got a little ahead of themselves there. But yeah, Cho'Gath, I think, ulted the dragon. TP'd right away. Wait, actually, he might have
No, he ulted top lane. It was very strange. I don't know if he auto-ulted the Herald or if he just ulted the Herald. It It was a very strange setup.
I'm not sure why I just didn't ult the dragon. I'm not sure if the Herald could do a stack.
No, I think he teleported too soon because he needed to get there before the. Well, he teleported to the tower instead of the minions, so he probably was trying to get there before the charge hit. Because then he could have potentially.
I mean, I'll be honest. That tower's dying eventually. If not at that moment, it will be soon. I think that stack matters more for you in the long term than the tower does because you need to get some kind of advantages, and that's one advantage that's nice. Almost close cocoon there. Hook does land into blood, but can't really do much there as Lucid will just get a little bit of poke.
Land in the poke.
Well, they've closed the gold lead. It's 2K now. You know, two great shutdowns on the TJ and Verd. This game's a little closer, but it's still a very, very. There's still a mountain to climb, right? You do have the dragon advantage, which is really, really good. But you need to keep taking advantages. Ooh, Lucid has to be careful. Oh my gosh! Wait, almost gets. Oh no! He flashes in there, almost to his death. Actually, it should be to his death shortly as Lucid will be picked off. Devious on a rampage there, as we do see have a great ult there from Rookstop. Reform Bully will fall as well. Great ult there, I believe, from Music X. Rookstop that was trying to just force onto Devious. Unfortunately, TJ there, keeps him alive shortly, but unfortunately, Wojtek, great ultimate there, Kissage 2! TJ very, very low HP, but Music X and George on the back. Great flash out from Music X, gets away from Blood, and now we do have Wojtek here. TP there from Bird, from the death. TJ, though, chasing down Wojtek. Wojtek can't get away. Bird actually shuts Droid down on the other side of the fight.
Interesting.
So, unfortunately...
That fight almost went really, really well for Chess Club, but if one more auto attack from Luciv, or if he had just peeled out of there instead of flashing after Bird. But
yeah, if they had Luciv there, that fight was probably going to be won by them. But unfortunately, he ulted out of the cage just to get back into the cage. Burns the cleanse, fine, gets some great damage onto Verd, but flashes into the bush, into the fog of war, into two members and dies. Not the best play there.
Really solid play by Devious in that fight, honestly. Just like making sure that he is that he keeps himself just enough in the first he's there to pick up the kill on Luciv. Then he's able to bait the Nunu around, like get just enough of a make himself look just juicy enough to draw the attention. Yeah, he's doing the right stuff here, and he's got 5 kills for his trouble.
And I think Luciv thought he needs to make a play there, right? His team is behind. It's game 3. He probably think I have to make this play here. I have to give my team the win, or
I'm the carry.
Yeah, I'm the carry. Unfortunately, he did everything he needed to do, but just don't go in for that flash, right? Hold the flash. That your team wins that fight, 100%. But I mean, it's still only 2K gold lead. I guess they did shut down. I think they killed Devious on the back of that with the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Wojtek ult shut him down. He stayed alive. I guess I did lose Rooksout and Droid on the back. So I guess it's fine. It's whatever. They're trying to get something back in return. Gold in their pocket is gold in their pocket at the end of the day. Dragon here in 40 seconds. They will have first crack at it, at least in terms of River Prial, throwing out these words. Blood is here with TJ, and oh no, Droid just gets blown up. Really, really great ultimate there. Shockwave almost picks off TJ as he will be able to get out of there with the repel. Rooksout almost dies. Arrow barely misses. Ultimate there a little early. Reform Bully doesn't get anything from that. They will be able to only get Droid. So this is still a potential Drake steal, right? TJ could just hopefully maybe bully out the rest of the team, but Music X has ult. Could spend away also with the Nunu Smite. But 5v4 is going to be difficult to win as Blood now is here. But Blood is alone. Ult charges ult back into the pit. He missed ult. Blood just gets blown up. He gets munched there. But TJ now diving into the backline. Luciv very, very low HP. Actually, will be able to kill 1. Be able to kill 2
Luciv
now.
got 2.
On Reform Bully. Yeah. Music X that was getting killed by Verd as there's a great rupture there. Wojtek just trying to get some damage done. W is, that's a really, really aggressive. That W is not that long range, Music X, but that's fine. They got the picks.
Ooh, he's moving fast.
Yeah, he has to rupture Devious if they ever have to think about winning this fight, but oh no, Verd staying around for too long means he gets shut down. This is exactly what Team Chess Club needs. Ooh, flash hook, so close! Droid.
Whoa, my gosh. Droid making the plays, Devious just slipping out.
This is Soul Point, though. Team Chess Club is back into this game. It's only a 1k gold deficit now. Wojtek. This is why I wanted Wojtek on Orianna. 4-3-6 now. He went from
He-
1-3 to 4-3. This guy knows how to play
Yeah.
Orianna. He is very, very good on it, and he is going to be a reason why his team is going to win, if at all they do.
Yeah, and that's it. The thing is, they got a lot of kills onto Devious, which is good. Devious can do a lot on this Ashe. I'm pretty sure they would much rather have them on Blood. And Blood, they would much rather have made that jump. Rough stuff, and fantastic job by Chess Club to capitalize on that. Just immediately shutting Blood out of the fight. Luciv being brought, and I guess he was technically brought down, but like staying in the fight long enough to get 2 kills there. Wait. Droid is looking for the hook.
Ooh, look for TJ.
Not to be.
Really, really great hook there, but at least great target selection. But
Blood.
can't reach it. But like you were saying, Luciv, I think the Ignite was taking down on him.
Yeah,
He stayed alive for a very, very long time. You know, he got the... I don't think he got the first kill, but he did get the second kill. He did so much damage.
Wait, what did
his
Verd,
job?
what did all the damage to Verd, I wonder?
Probably from the Orianna. Orianna, obviously, still very strong. But at least in this fight, Verd now has the Banshee's Veil. We'll be able to mitigate at least one
Oh,
spell.
he had it for the last fight, too. It's just
did he?
Yeah, it's just that, to your point, and I think Andrew was sort of implying this as well, Viger likes to build the Banshee's Veil just because he has so much, sort of native protection, we'll say.
Ooh, look out, just going in, but unfortunately did not realize that there's 3 in the bush, and Lantern just a little bit too early. Hook does land onto Blood, under tower, he will cancel it there. Looks out though, it's still very low HP. Now we have the actually great shockwave.
Shockwave!
Cancels Reform Bully's ult, and now it's not done, but Droid is could have to be very, very careful there. But,
Wait, Luciv's top for that fight. He's getting a turret.
yeah, I mean, this is worth for them, right? They just burn some
100%.
But to the point of going Banshee's Veil, Verdant Barrier is one of the best items to go as an AP mid laner against an AP mid laner, right? Verdant Barrier is just like, it's the best bang for your buck. So obviously you have to finish that into Banshee's Veil. And with the team, if you're playing Veigar, right, you don't want to get hooked, don't want to maybe get caught in a Shockwave or with an Orianna Q. So I really like it. He's itemizing very, very well. Now,
Yes.
Verd is the word.
You going?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Team Chess Club has basically evened up the gold lead. This is an even game. I think basically with items and everything, this is execution at its finest.
Yes.
Team Chess Club has the opportunity for Luciv to carry and Wojtek, but they need to play these fights perfectly.
Yeah, and this is another case where, as the game goes longer, Viger Infinite Scaling aside, I would rather be Chess Club. They tend to build their comps like that, honestly. That where both Luciv and Wojtek have the potential of just going nuts if they're allowed to get to the late game.
Well, and not only that, TJ falls off, right? At least as an early game jungler, not a late game jungler. She's not going to be doing anything late game. So
Whereas Nunu basically does the same thing no matter what point in the game.
Yeah, she's just a tank, right? And that's what you want, right? Have Music X and Looks Out tank, focus down Verd, focus down Devious, and you win. Just protect Luciv, though. You can't get picked off. But, oh no, Wojtek. Great flash, though. Ooh, unfortunately, does get caught there by the hook. The ult tries to throw down the ult in response, but unfortunately, he will be picked off. But now, Looks Out could be the next one to fall. Reform Bully trying to 1v1 him.
Ooh, great rupture!
Yeah, but if there's really no damage here. Luciv will just get to the fight now, so they have to just make sure they back off, don't die here, and they could lose Baron.
They will lose Baron.
Jumps in there onto Music X, shuts him down. Reform Bullet will take a tower shot, but does not die there. But unfortunately, Baron's up on the table. No mid laner, no top laner. This is a free Baron. Just go for Baron.
Yeah.
Push your lead. Maybe even get the second dragon once it spawns shortly. But yeah, unfortunately, Wojtek was playing too far up. Gets caged, flashes out, but unfortunately cannot dodge the Ashe arrow.
Yep. Good, like, heads up play by Verd is the word. I don't know. Oh.
I mean, Hook does land onto Blood, doesn't really do much because they can't keep walking forwards. Cage will catch out too, but this will be Baron going over to TJ. And
well, they need to get down to they need to get down to Dragon now. Trade the Baron for the soul if they can.
It's gonna be tough because they are all on a reset, and they will be running to Dragon immediately.
Sure, but if you
don't
can
win
get
the
that
5v5.
vision set up.
I guess that's fair, but I don't think they win the 5v5. And honestly, they don't need to take the fight.
Oh, I think that they do actually. If they're able to.
I don't think they need Cloud Soul, right? Cloud Soul is the worst soul in the game, right? It would be nice to have Soul. But what they need is five more minutes to scale. Go push top lane. Go push mid lane. Maybe get damage on the tower. You don't need this dragon. Because right now, ooh, okay, great hook landed. It goes into the cage. Wait, this is actually a pretty good fight. Ooh, Bird just blows up Droid. But we do have a great shockwave.
Wait,
Very low HP.
Blood is getting chunked.
Yeah, we do have Wojtek there out on the wings, though. Luciv is still full HP. Ooh, just got shot the... Oh, there's no follow-up, though. Great shockwave on the Bird, but there is nothing to follow up.
Oh, shoot, Blood was able to recall and reset, though. Yeah, we don't
Yep,
want...
so
they
have to just give at this point, right? There is no more summoner spells. Rook Stout has... Just leave the fight, right? You can't win this.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to go for the steal. You have 2 dragons to work with. Just go scale up, right? You have your whole entire jungle. They have their whole entire jungle up. Just build advantages through CS, but they're going for it. Blood actually is taking a lot of damage from Luciv. Just goes in for the engage. We have the ultimate there from the Galio up on top. TJ does get works out there. Luciv is still in the fight, but he can't get anything done. Reform Bully will be going into stasis. Devious trying to get something with Wojtek, but unfortunately, there's just not enough tankiness. And this means there should be Cloud Dragon going over. But Shockwave is back.
Is it back? Oh yeah, it is back. Holy crap.
Unfortunately, it's just not far enough as Red Team will be able to slay that Dragon Droid. They get back from death, but unfortunately, like I said, you have your whole jungle up. Just get some farm, push the wave. You don't need that Dragon. You weren't going to win that 5v5. It wasn't.
And now they're starting to slide in the gold quite a bit more.
Yeah, and it was. I think it was a decent fight, but unfortunately, Droid went a little bit too early. He went into the cage and just got immediately blown up by Vhagar. So they lost a lot of like potential for future hooks or flays.
So the one thing I will credit that with is they wasted a lot of that Baron. I don't know how much longer that Baron buff lasts, but they managed to sort of rope-a-dope them around that fight quite a while. They need to be careful though. Luciv will have Ashe ult up pretty soon, and one solid Ashe ult. Actually, Luciv will have cleanse by then. Never mind.
Yeah, Wojtek does have cleanse as well, so they should be fine in that regard. 3-item Kaisa is very, very strong. Luciv is only on... I'm sorry. Devious is only on 2. Vhagar has hit his 3rd item, finishes the death cap, so this guy is very, very strong. Wojtek, though, 3 items on his own, so I mean... Yeah, I mean, it's really just execution, right? I mean, Droid, if he doesn't get picked off there, maybe immediately, he lands... Or he maybe waits for a second for the hook. Could be different, but game will be paused, so maybe there is a issue with something. Could be another...
Production, do we have any idea what's going on here? All right, we have no idea what's going on. Yeah, so just talking about these fights and with regard to these, what do you call it? These comps. One of the reasons why I was sort of highlighting that that they really need to rush over to Dragon instead of just hovering around Baron. Veigar excels if he's able to wait in the bush, have vision on you, and just drop his stun and just pop you without you being able to react. You need to be able to get to the objectives first in order to set up the vision and make sure that like you've got a secure field to work with. And yeah, it's just tricky. And at this point, because Droid he's a pseudo tank, but he's certainly not a tank of the caliber of like the Cho'Gath or Nunu or an Ornn. Veigar can just blow him up at this point. He can basically just one-shot him. Yeah, and that's a scary spot to be in.
And I think also it's very, very difficult to just engage on the Vert as the word in general, right? The Vhagar cage just mitigates so much. You get caught, you just can't do anything. You have to either you get stuck in the cage and you either die, or the engage just stops because you can't do anything. I think what Chesco has to do is just make sure that they play around the abilities of Vert as the word. If Vhagar misses a cage ever, it's go time. Or you have to try to bait out the cage or do something to where you can look for an engage afterward. It's just so incredibly hard to engage on a comp where they want you to come into them because they just trap you and then you just die because of the follow-up CC from the Galio taunt, as well as just the the ult from Verd, not from Verd, the ult from Blood, and just the damage that Devious can put out.
Yeah, it's interesting because okay, and we're getting back into game at this point. One of the things that's going to be particularly challenging here is that we're seeing some comments in the chat about like the value of these different picks as we get to the late game. The Kaisa and I agree with the idea here that like listen, like Veigar, like Vert is the word. It doesn't have a whole lot of backline access, and that's true. But what they do have is the ability to just crush through the front line. and so long as their damage doesn't all get wrecked in the process, for example, by like an Orianna ult, they should be able to basically just pull off, reset, and then like like the Orianna and the Luciv may not have been touched, and they may have no way of getting to them, but they can't go up and deal damage because of the because their front line's been savaged.
Right, and Veigar right now has about 200 plus stacks of the Evil Magic, whatever it's called.
The AP.
Yeah, the AP stacking. So I mean, he is getting up there, and especially with the death cap, it's going to be a really painful. But right now, Luciv might be could have gotten caught
Oh, he's
up,
off. They're hunting for him.
Yep,
Oh, wait,
they did have vision though, so he will just be able to reset and get out, no problem. But yeah, I mean, Luciv is just trying to get as much gold into his pocket as possible, right? He has the workings of an LDR. He has the pen now, which will help against Blood, and the Galio. But I mean, it's really tough, right? You're down 4k gold now. You lost that dragon, but you have to just try to get some advantages somewhere, right? Either you need one good team fight. One team fight changes this game, or even one pick, right? One pick into an objective, or you have to decide to give.
Oh, that is a fantastic Cho'Gath recall. What?
Yeah, Dark Star Cho'Gath is pretty cool.
That's amazing. I need more Cho'Gaths in my game.
But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be really tough for Chess Club to try to find their way back into the game, because these fights, like I said, are very tough to win, and there's just Verzor is not gonna give them a chance, right? They don't want to risk anything. I mean, Music X is down 3 levels. Rooksout's down 2
levels. He's down 110 CS.
I mean, yeah, that's probably why.
Ludicrous.
He's down. What is that? 5k gold? That's a lot. Almost 5k gold, but I mean,
he is almost as low a level as Droid is. Reform Bully is almost caught up. That man needs to get some levels.
Yeah, I mean, the good part is Wojtek and Luciv are doing their job, right? They are scaling up, they're farming, but they need to make sure that like they need that one clutch Orianna ult that catches 2 or 3 people, catches one priority member that they can blow up. But it's
50
it's
seconds
really
on drag,
and
50
seconds on
drag.
Baron too. And right now they're positioned around the top jungle, but they will be maybe just getting a reset off in lieu of the dragon spawning soon. And honestly, maybe if I'm Team Jessup, trade 1-for-1 if you can. You have the damage on the Kaisa. I think you have the damage across the rest of your team as well. Just go Baron.
I don't think that I agree, but I don't know if they have enough damage. Sorry, not enough damage. Enough vision.
I don't think. I guess you don't have vision, but I think you see 3 members here. You know that they want the Baron, the dragon. Give them the dragon. It's not Soul. Go Baron, build yourself some more gold, and then you can have a better team fight later in the game, right? You don't need to fight for this dragon. It's just Cloud. There's really no like champion that really excels that much, except for maybe Blood, but at that point it shouldn't matter. Just go for Baron. Just say, hey.
They really want the dragon.
They do, and I guess it could be a winnable 5v5, but they need to make sure they pop the Banshee's Veil from Veigar, and they don't get flanked here by Blood. But it's gonna be really rough. You will pop the Vision Cone, or the
Blast Cone, yep.
Blast Cone, yep. So this fight is gonna be. Let's see what happens. So Wojtek now is on the side. He does have the ball there in the pit, maybe looking for a seal with a shockwave. Could be possible. Music X for a Blood.
Good body block by Blood.
Okay, Cage is down. This is the moment. But Wojtek does get a little bit of chunk. Now you see the possible engagement from Reform Bully. Blood is here though. Rookstout is also in the front, maybe looking for just some poke back and forth. But there's nothing happening yet. Very close. Hook going, barely misses TJ and Devious. Okay, Cage is back up. You have to be careful now. But you see Blood looking for a potential engage as well. TJ does land the hook there onto Droid. Cage does catch Droid. It flashed in there for Reform Boy. Now we do have Blood engaging into the backline. This is a really good back to front. You need to have the hook there onto Blood. He will try to flash out, but he won't be able to get into the stairs. Roar just blows up Droid, but Luciv can just free hit onto Reform Boy. He kicks him down. TJ though very low next. Blood might be the next one to fall too, but lots of damage there from Devious. Double kill there going over to Bird. This is a 2v2 again. Luciv and Wojtek to do it all. It's so tough. But they could maybe try to look pick on the outside. Ooh, they don't know that Blood's there.
Oh no!
No problem. Blood did not want that fight. Let me tell you, he literally the TP back in though. So this is a dragon.
Yeah, and that's what he wanted.
Yeah, but he's not done though.
Wojtek!
No, he'll be able to cleanse, but unfortunately he cannot cleanse out As he will be able to flash those. So
Yeah.
no problem. But yeah, these fights are just so tough. I mean, Lucif is doing so much damage, but there's just not enough front line, right? Joy just gets blown up immediately. He can't do anything else. It's just so tough, and now the gold lead just gets more and more.
I want to do a quick call out in that fight to Blood, not only for that like very very like calm and collected recall at the end, but for the fact that he body blocked for the Viger. That Thresh hook was just lined up, and yeah. Oh, loose. Okay, good. He's recalling.
Yeah, Lucif will be fine. He'll see if anyone engages onto him, but I guess they're getting some poke there onto Blood. There's just
Wait, they don't have the damage for this. What are they doing? They don't have their AD carry.
Yeah, they're just. I think they're just gonna hang on their jungle until Lucif gets back. I assume he finished the LDR. And he did finish the LDR. Picks up the. Oh, here I have before. Okay, so he will pick up the BF sword, filling his way onto the, I assume, GA. But yeah, I mean, this is really rough, right? I don't know if they can win this 5v5 anymore. Lucif is just too strong. Not Lucif, I apologize. WS is too strong.
It all depends on whether or not they can get that Orianna ult. They didn't have it in the last, or they didn't land a good one in the last fight, so...
Well, they need to go now, right? Use the Baron damage onto these players. The cage is down.
Oh, they landed on Viger! Oh
wait,
my
Viger's
god!
blown up! Okay, Lucif gets one kill. Okay, Viger's literally just one is very low HP. Reform Blink is great! 3-man ult there! 2 people died.
Yeah,
Baron
this
was
could be it. This
doesn't matter. I don't, there's too many towers versus the game. I think TJ will
No,
quadra kill Lucif. I think there's too many towers though. They have to get to 2 towers in inhib and that. I mean, the test timers are 40 seconds, but I don't know. I don't know if it's game yet. I mean, they do a lot of damage to towers. I don't know.
That's made of origami. These things are landing.
Wait, actually, yeah. This is for sure.
These guys are chunking it.
Wow, one
Holy
team
shit!
fight. All it took. They did it. The hook landed onto Berg.
Yep, that was all they needed. They pulled it off. Droid landed the hook.
And that is Bloodbath and Beyond falling to Music X to the top side. Cho'Gath defeats him 2 years in a row.
Oh,
wow,
no!
that was a crazy game.
What?
Wow, history did repeat itself today. Team
Oh
Chess
my
Club.
gosh, I am never letting him live that down.
Wow,
Holy!
I mean, Wojtek and Lucif. I mean, it was a Wojtek and Lucif show, right? They did so well this game. They carried so hard, and that was just incredible. Gosh. I mean, Droid, you know, he got picked off a little bit too much. One hook is all it took. One hook on the bird, and it was just wow, crazy.
And it's so crazy because Virtus the Word legitimately looked like they had that game. They had they were suffocating them out. They every dragon, every objective. It was like we were saying, like they would have these fights and they would only be able to free hit on the front line, but they wipe out the front line and then Lucif and Wojtek would have to retreat, and they could never get that really decisive fight, and they would just get objective after objective. The one fight where they were able to split it up and they were able to get that hook onto the Viger. Oh, that's it's like I'm sure Droid is absolutely like that. That's the hype moments you play Thresh for. That was insane.
Yeah,
and then
and that's all it takes.
The 3-man Ori ult at the end.
Yeah, I mean it was a perfect team fight all around, right? I mean, Virtus the Word did everything right, right? They won almost every single team fight. They got all the dragons. They got the Baron. It looked like a good team fight to start off, right? Lucif was only in the fight. The Baron was at like 2k HP, but
they got the Baron.
I mean, they did, but unfortunately, 4 members were dead by that time. And I mean, wow. I mean, I honestly, going to this game, I did not think this was going to be the result. I thought it was going to be a 2-0 sweep, easy. Bloodbath and Beyond just hard carries the team. But I mean, what a great performance by Team Chess Club.
I mean, if you're going to lose a game, that's the way to lose it. Like, just even throughout, really, really competitive. Both of these two teams clearly deserve to be here, and unfortunately, there can only be one winner there. Who do we call in for MVP?
I mean, it has to be Wojtek or Lucif, right? I mean, those two played well the entire series.
That's true. But I also want to give props to Rook Stout. He had a really, really, really rough game too. But even if we don't call him in, like game 1 and game 3. Actually, I'm seeing a lot of comments for Droid as well. Actually, I'll lean in that direction. Not only did he get like the hook at the end of the last game, he
In winning hook.
yeah. We're gonna pull in Droid. Actually,
All
let's
right.
pull in the bot lane in general. We did that last time. Why not?
Well, yeah, let's pull the ball line. I'm down for that. Let's bring him in here, production.
I mean, like, well, hey, if Monkey and Toasty get to come in, Droid and Lucid get to come in.
All right, we
Do
have.
we have the winning bot lane here or?
Now we do. Yeah.
Now we do.
Fantastic!
Droid, my man, one hook is all it took. One hook to win that game for you. When you landed that hook, tell me what happened in the comms.
I mean, that's just like the one priority target, the late game Vigart, but he was knocked up by Cho'Gath, so it was pretty brain dead for me.
Well, all the same, we blew up as soon as we saw that. Like that was when everything went into overdrive. I want to also like rewind a couple games though, because that wasn't the one hook. There were two hooks that, in my opinion, really like captured the series. The first one was actually your level 2, I think it was level 2 hook onto
game 1, yeah.
Yes. Like, because we were talking in the comms beforehand about how that bot lane was designed to put you guys on the back foot, to put you behind, and really we would have to go really late. Landing that hook and blowing the flash and everything level 1, that was incredible. That, in my put you guys in such a position to succeed.
Maybe I was just thinking about it wrong, but we were playing that ball line to like hard smash.
Yeah, we were gonna f them up, dude. What the heck? Thresh, Kaisa, to Maokai Latrell, dude. You went 1-8. That was freebies.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm learning new things about what matchups win. Then,
I mean, I think that hook did so much damage. Like that did so much, right? I think if that hook doesn't happen, that game goes differently. Getting that first blood allowed your team to. I mean, also a testament to Workstout. He was everywhere on the map, right? I mean, he did. I mean, I don't know if I originally thought that Rammus pick was everything, but I mean, he played that so
was the
well.
Rammus game.
It was definitely fun to watch, though.
And we're talking a lot to Droid at the moment here, but Luciv, very solid performances like throughout the series, throughout the playoffs, and I know that a certain other bot lane is always saying bot kingdom. If you win one more round, you get to go and face off against them and maybe prove to them that bot kingdom has a neighboring nation. What do you have anything that you'd want to say there?
There's definitely some frauds in Diamond. Most of them being of the ape variety. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting to play Tranimal first, but I'm here to expose Monkey, dude. The guy is so overrated. It's cringe. Like listening to him talk makes me want to blow my own brains out. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And this production is why we bring Luciv in.
Yeah, dude. No, straight up. Like they've literally been clowning behind a cloud of, oh, we're so good, bro. We're gonna expose them 100%. But we gotta play Tranimal first. They're looking nutty. But yeah, I don't know why you pulled me in here, dude. I inted so many ultimates, dude. Ides of Spurg, but way worse in like game 2.
Yeah, we brought you in because, like, frankly speaking, we brought in Bot Kingdom. We figured we should bring in you guys as well. And honestly, yes, there were some questionable ults into Viger cages.
True.
But
Viger cage is tricky.
Can I tell you literally what my thought process was there? And maybe I learned a new mechanic in League. I thought if I ulted and like, Captain Jack the cleanse while I hit the box, I would go all the way. And I didn't. And today we learned. We learned in the middle of the game, and we still won. So it's all good.
Maybe your next lesson will be not to flash into the fog of war when you see no one on the other team.
Yeah, dude, that was actually a fat finger too. Like I just kind of rolled my face on my keyboard after I effed up the ulti, and I was like, oh, it didn't work. And then I accidentally hit my flash button. I was like, oh, I'm super dead. So yeah, that went really nice. But nah, dude, at least game 1, dude. I feel like that was some clean cuts. That stuff was nasty, man.
But Lucid, for you in game 3, there are so many fights when three of your teammates would die, and it was just you and Wojtek left. What was going through your mind? Did you say anything to your team about like, hey, like we can still do this, or like were you ever getting worried that like you could never do enough? Like, I guess what were you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know if you know me, dude. Like, I'm as cocky as they come, man. There's no way at any point I think those clowns were gonna win the game. So, yeah, even when it was like a 2v4, it's like we're gonna style on them real quick. And once I got the LDR, for their front line, because like Bully, if nothing else, can stand there like a statue. And like, yeah, Blood was pretty tanky, but like, my God, the Ori ulti at the end, Blood hitting the hooks. Like, I definitely got carried in game 3. So, big respect to the team.
Yeah. No, it was honestly a team performance throughout the whole thing. Really, really impressive series. Both of you guys, I'll say it, both of you deserve to be there. Like, I'm really bummed that one of you has to be out, but it was a very, very good series. And do you have any thoughts as you look to Saturday and into LFA?
Joy, do you want to start it off, and I'll get my thoughts?
Yeah, just looking for a nice, easy, free win on Saturday. Should be good.
Yeah. So here's my thoughts on the matter, and not that Joy's point wasn't completely accurate and on. Listen, there was a team that we just played, and like they were okay, right? But like Life for Appa's got to be at least 2 grades down below that, right? So if we just did what we did, divert is the word, it's not going to be close. Like it seems wrong to tell the viewers not to watch because you already know the result, but it's looking that kind of way.
True. Better tune in early. Going to be a real short stream.
I see Picto and check on. You guys got 2-0'd last game. Joa played in his sink, you morons. Literally, give us the one reason why you think you're going to win this one.
He actually played between his sink and his stove.
Literally, his cores were on fire from the burner stove making his pasta. And you're talking about, the 2-0? Get out of here.
Oh, God.
Well, it will definitely be a fun match to watch since the bragging rights will be supreme in that win. But any final thoughts from both of you on your win today?
Any final
GG's.
thoughts? Any final thoughts? My final thoughts, Bloodbath and Beyond, squandered again in playoffs. Maybe one day, bud.
Honestly, true. Thank you for saying it,
now.
Elusive. 2 years in a row, Dice loses his
music better than Blood. You heard it here.
True. And that's just a top grab, one might say. But
well, I'm going to slightly disagree here. Vert is the word. I had them as my sort of prediction to go all the way to the grand finals to face off against Monkey Brains. I'm actually really sad to see them go down. Bully, best buddies forever. TJ, same. Blood. I feel your pain every time. I'm sad to see you guys go out. You guys are going to be back next season. You guys are going to be a force to be reckoned with, and I hope to be on one of your teams next year because you guys are a great bunch. Anywho, though, yeah. Any final thoughts, Sir Aaron, before we wrap things up?
I mean, that was just a stellar game 3, right? That was so much fun to cast and watch. It was always close from minute 1 to minute 40. Game 1s and game 2 was 1 to each side domination. And it was just really fun to see how each team adapted, right? I think Chess Club got, a really, really good game 1, and then unfortunately didn't have that kind of advantage as game 2. But then they figured out a way to play off what they did get game 3, right? Even though they did get maybe a few bad team fights here and there. I mean, it was just Wojtek and Elusive just hard carried that game, and it was really, really fun to see. And I mean, props to Vertus the Word, right? They did everything right. They got so close, got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Sorry, Blood.
Jeez, Pete, you're just pulling the rug out every time.
See, I said, Blood's not the best top laner in the league, and unfortunately, because he's not the best, he loses. Okay, next season I'm going to absolutely smash him, undeniably. When I finally get my chance to shine, but unfortunately, his is not today. Any final thoughts from you, though, Spirit?
No, I'm looking forward to LFA versus Chess Club. Anybody's game. I think that it's a very similar matchup, and I'm excited to see how it plays out. That said, kind of hoping that Chess Club wins just so that it's an all dog conference final, and I feel bad about not beating either of those teams. But
storyline wise, it would be very, very fun. But that's definitely going to be it for us today. Thank you all for watching. Thanks for being here on this great game series with Vertus the Word against Chess Club. Obviously, Chess Club taking out that win. We have the losers finals, I believe, Saturday.
Yep.
Life Rappa will be taking on Chess Club. So it's like be here 8 p.m. sharp to watch that happen. Should be very, very exciting to watch. And then obviously the winner of that match will be playing in the TCL finals Sunday night. Thank you all
Actually,
again.
I think it's earlier in the day on Sunday. Production,
Oh,
can
is
we
it earlier?
confirm just because because it's a longer series.
6
6 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Okay.
So make
6
sure
p.m.
to
Eastern.
show up for the earlier hour because it's going to be a banger. Oh yeah. Saturday is still 8 p.m. Correct? Yes, Saturday is still 8 p.m. Sunday is 6 p.m. Come expecting a best of 5, potentially 6 games if need be. So,
Yep.
well, actually, could it be as many as 7? I can't
No,
do math. Anyway,
It's
later,
only
folks.
because they get a free win. But yeah,
Yeah,
have a good
yeah.
night, everyone. We will see you on Saturday for the losers finals.